because Kirkwood is third, then Joseph Newgarden is up to fourth. Marcus Ericsson's been on the move since the start, and it's fifth. Felix Rosenquist is sixth. There is your race leader. Guys, of the teams.
Hello, everyone. Guys, I am so sorry. I thought the green flag was going to fly at 6:25 Pacific time. I'm like, how did I get it so wrong? I'm like, what the
Where are they at?
Gateway. They're across the river from St. Louis, Missouri.
That's a nice race.
Yeah, it's been a night race before. Oh, it was because there's rain in the area.
Yeah, so then you get up.
Yeah, lately I've been focused on NASCAR so much I didn't think there would be rain in the area of Gateway. Yeah, I was looking through Bob Parker's tweets and I kind of maybe there's something I missed or something. So yeah. So yeah, sorry if I left y'all hanging for 20 minutes.
10.
Yeah. Oh,
Almost 20. I'm going to get some dessert or brownies and ice cream. Oh, it would have been really late.
anyways, it's the IndyCar Series race at Gateway, the Bommarito Automotive Group 500, 260 laps. Alex Palou started on the pole, and he's obviously leading right now. David Malukas is second, Joseph Newgarden third. Um, I'm gonna start a poll.
Oh, your salmon.
It was good.
Yeah.
The sauce added flavor.
Where's the cookies? Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know about you, Eric, but I don't know how many more years Ed Carpenter has left in him. Bless me. Oh yeah, got the leaderboard up. Let me get the leaderboard up. Yeah, I saw the results from the Indy NXT race. Oh yeah, I remember when Trix won his first race at Furniture Row at Pocono. Also, I think on this date 9 years ago, Ryan Blaney won his first Cup race at Pocono of all tracks, holding off Kevin Harvick. I remember that race.
shoulder for that for Marcus thing.
Oh, it's June 11th. Oh, okay. I kept thinking it was today. Wrong date. Anyways, I got the voting poll up. Four drivers, as always. I got Joseph Newgarden, Pat O'Ward, Alex Palou, Kyle Kirkwood. Um, I have I had them in order by their car numbers, numerical wise, even though you don't see, even though I don't put their number. Power one. Oh yeah, I remember that race a bit. I'm sure you. Oh yeah, I didn't watch a lot of IndyCar back then, but I did remember hearing about Joseph Newgarden's wreck. He was driving for Ed Carpenter back in those days, and early in his career. You know what's funny? Guess what his number was back then? 67, literally, which I kind of find a little funny in a way. I'm not trying to drive people crazy, but it's true. You, it wasn't until Joseph Newgarden joined Team Penske in 2017 when I kind of started acknowledging his presence a lot more. Yeah, when I started watching IndyCar, I didn't acknowledge his presence a lot because he was just driving for Ed Carpenter back then, and when he joined Penske, that's when I acknowledged him more. That's when the rest became history. David Malukas is down to fourth. Marcus Ericsson's up to third. Yep. When Barber, Toronto, Mid Ohio, Gateway, and the championship. Hmm.
Who himself was just passed by his teammate Joseph Newgarden. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, split by just over a second in St. Louis. This is the part of the tire stint where good cars become great cars and okay cars become bad cars as balance shifts and the tire advantage reveals itself. Newgarden and Ericsson looking very strong, arguably stronger than leader Alex Palou over these last.
Yeah, I think I might be able to stream the IndyCar race at Road America in 2 weeks' time. That's going to be a big race weekend because that's when NASCAR races at San Diego for the first time. I am so looking forward to San Diego. I want to see how it goes. Yeah, let's see how the weekend plays out, and then you can all judge it later on. Up, there goes Ericsson the second. Nope, Malukas going for third. How long has Marcus Ericsson's winless streak been? It's been so long because I lose track quickly.
The important thing right now for Ericsson in the 2018 is to stay in front of the balance of this race car. As it evolves and the track changes over the course of the night, make those subtle adjustments to the tools in the car, make those adjustments to tires and weights and pit lanes. Palou is still
59 races, okay.
You do not have to see position to the leader. You are allowed to fight to remain on the car in IndyCar, and that has opened the opportunity to Ericsson.
Okay. Wow. You know the 28's got speed when he passes Alex Palou for the lead. New leader, Marcus Ericsson. I just saw what's his name pit, the 7 of Lundgaard.
This guy knows he has the best car so far in this race, and he is using it tonight. Well, he tells us this season, I need to go aggressive. That's my mindset this year. That's what I'm taking into every race. Get aggressive, get after it. He's going for Stingray Rock now for the new inside. Can he do what Cologne could? No, not yet. Jacob's going to allow Cologne.
That's Nolan Siegel.
Is it going to be enough to make a run? It doesn't look like it. Lieutenant is quite close enough to take a shot at Ericsson.
And this has got to feel so good for Marcus Ericsson because this is the first time that he has led laps since on an oval since St. Louis last year.
Oh, yep. Green flag pit stops are happening.
Taste in the front as cars start to come to pit lane.
Scott Wilson's on pit lane on Indy 500 later. Felix Rosenquist is on.
I don't know about you, but Felix Rosenquist, it seems like ever since he joined Meyer Shank, it seems like he's been putting. Dang, every paint scheme that Felix Rosenquist has had is just as good as the last one. I saw it was a green paint scheme. Any of you folks got a favorite Rosenquist scheme? Because I pretty much like all of them. There's never been a bad one. Anyways, some of the leaders are coming in. Yeah, I like that one, the Ozzy Osbourne one. I like that green one he's running. I also like the one that he ran the Indy 500, even though it had Morgan Wallen on the car.
Still Ericsson, look at this drag race. It looks like the 2 is going to get it, but Jack, the 27's coming to you.
He is indeed, James. Caught up with Brian Hurton. I just asked him about the balance, how happy his driver was. He said he was suffering from just a little bit of everything. Driver's worst nightmare, if you're a little loose in with a little understeer in the middle. That's a nice 27 shot there.
All right, Marcus Ericsson is in. That will give the lead to Scott Dixon. Also, the World Cup starts this week. I saw that some IndyCar drivers, not all of them, they were wearing World Cup inspired fire suits, which I thought was pretty cool. Obviously, all their countries are going to represent.
Dixon leads that long track. But as we look for those who have stopped, you can see Fugard and their head roll for low. So what happens to those three blend out on the back straight?
I also saw what's his name's livery of Scott McLaughlin. It's a throwback to what's his name, Elio Castroneves' 2009 car, Indy car that he won the Indy 500 with. And yes, I do agree with some fans out there. We really need to have a throwback weekend in IndyCar of some kind. If NASCAR can do it, then so can IndyCar. I've seen several throwback IndyCar schemes over the last few years. All right, Calculet's pitting from second. Oh, okay, nice. A watch party in Nashville. Oh, car in the wall. It's Nolan Siegel. That looked like the 3. Yeah, that car's not going to run anymore.
Side by side into the corner. Contact
Oh.
between Siegel and Palou.
Oh, it was the 10. Wrong. Yeah, Jesus Christ. Yeah, even when you're a 4-time champion IndyCar, this shit still happens. Oh, I know. Aside from the 31 of Ryan Hunter-Ray, out of the 3 McLaren drivers, I swear Nolan Siegel is having the worst luck, period. Jesus Christ. You know, I feel like McLaren's doing too much by running 3 cars at full-time entries. I mean, Yeah, I can see it happening, unfortunately. I don't hate Nolan Siegel and all that, but yeah, this has just been just a shitty year for him. So yeah, I'll be tuning in for the IndyCar race at Road America. So that'll be 4 live streams that week.
So $5,000 in my back pocket. So anything I need, they're right there on the go. You can order it today and have it by tomorrow. It's amazing. They have the parts that I need and they can get them to me. When it comes to my house, no real person access. Shipping from supply house and real help when you need it. So which one's yours?
You come home to them and leave it right away. What do you know when you go to leave the fix the space? Look at them pillows.
Formula counting to the biggest World Cup ever,
Yeah,
which comes to America. Christian Pulisic and the US men's national team kick off their World Cup dream on a huge night of music, stars, and celebration in LA this Friday. Coverage begins 6 Eastern with a match at 9 Eastern.
Doing
Live
things,
on Fox and Elliott.
thinking, we can do it, do that. What?
Their World Cup on with some
Because it's your birthday.
livery of rules. Paying tribute to their home teams for the World Cup. Some adapt with the football, others not quite so
Oh,
much.
there's those fire suits.
Joseph Newgarden doesn't dare kick the ball, not with his busted up foot that he's got. That's pretty cool. Very cool. Very, very cool. Right. 60 of 260 is done.
Oh yeah, another thing from the Cup race earlier, they Joe Gibbs addressed that Christopher Bell has some ankle and wrist injuries from that wreck. Yeah, that wreck was so hard it knocked the dashboard inside Christopher Bell's car out of place. Like Jesus Christ. So yeah, the Cup race at Michigan happened. The racing. It was a good race, but it was more of a survival race. Some of the wrecks, man, some of them were just brutal, especially the one with Elliott and Bell. Um, Now, I know it's not every day I get pissed off at Chase Elliott wrecking, if but this was one of those days where he had a good car, he had a shot to win, and it's not every day my favorite driver wins on my birthday or the week of my birthday or and whatnot. But he had a car capable of winning, and that one mistake cost him a chance at the win. And he was the best car the whole race too. If it was just another race where okay he's not the best car and doesn't have a shot to win, I probably wouldn't be too pissed about it. Um, but this one was a little different. But well, this circumstances this time around were a little bit different. Yeah, more like More like Dale Jr. was the winner of both Pocono races in 2014.
Just wanted to take a look here, Will, of the contact. I think it was left front to right rear tire to tire. Indeed, it was. I mean, it was a hard enough hit to break the steering arm, I think, for Melvin Siegel. We understand race control has reviewed this and determined no action necessary from a governance standpoint. Looks like Alex Blood, who had the loaded right
It's
rear.
weird how the pace car just pulls off on the back stretch like that. At least I know where it went. Oh my god. It still baffles me how bad Will Power's season has been so far. Like, what the fuck? I mean, still one of my favorites, but come on now, Will Power. 63 laps complete. New guard looking to the inside. Oh, 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 oh. Yeah, I remember that one IndyCar race at St. Louis where Will Power started on the pole, but then he got wrecked out of the race 7 laps in. It was 2017. That was the year. Oh yeah, I remember. I think I remember that race. Then of course last year Joseph Newgarden was leading this race last year until he like one moment Newgarden's leading the race, and next thing I know he's up on his roof or on or upside down I should say. When these drivers get upside down, it amazes me how close their head is to the ground. Yeah, it's fucking scary. Amazes me how cars can just snap around real quickly. When if you hit a bump, get a little bit loose. And what happened with Pelot and Siegel amazes me how the smallest contact can take a driver out. It sure has been the aero screen. Also, another thing, so St. Louis, obviously an oval. All I can say is the business the business model of IndyCar and is part of the reason why we don't have a lot of ovals on the IndyCar schedule. And you want to know another theory, Eric? I think it's probably I think I have a theory on why there aren't a lot of ovals on the IndyCar schedule today compared to years past. I I think they don't want what happened to Dan Weldon to happen again in this day and age. I think that's the reason why, or that's my theory on why there aren't a lot of oval IndyCar races nowadays. I mean, not all. Yeah, because after what happened to him at Las Vegas, they never went back there again. I mean, Iowa's fast, but it's not as fast as Vegas. I mean, they could bring back, I don't know, New Hampshire. They raced there before. For all I know, they could bring back Richmond too. Hello, Trackside Allen. Welcome to the live stream. Poking. Oh yeah, not speaking of Poking, not just not just Dan Weldon, but also Justin Wilson too. Rest in peace to him, by the way. Yeah, yeah, I remember when Richmond was going to be on the IndyCar schedule 6 years ago, but then COVID ruined everything. Even one of my followers said in my last stream that IndyCar should go back to Michigan, but I don't think that will ever happen. I'm sure people would rather have IndyCar race at Michigan than the Detroit street course. Yeah, the Detroit street course from last week. I'll admit I'm not the biggest fan of that, but the only reason why they're there in the first place is because people didn't want IndyCar at Belle Isle anymore. I hope the track is still raceable because I haven't seen any recent pictures of Belle Isle in recent last year or so. Oh yeah, I remember those. I'm glad you mentioned that. I really miss those iRacing Pro Invitational events. They last like 2 or 3 years. I mean, we literally had a iRacing version of the real life Chicago street course, and who would have thought in 2023 it would become fruition? It would be it would become reality. Hold on a moment.
What about this? The rookie, Kyle Collette, taking the fight to the six-time champion, one of the greatest of all time, Scott Dixon, ahead of him. Impressive. Once again, Kyle Collette running high and putting the six-time champ under massive pressure. The Brazilian fights on, but Ericsson leads Newgarden.
11th in points. Yeah, I hate to say it, but Scott Dixon's too far back to be a title contender. Unless, of course, if everyone ahead of him has massive issues, then yeah. Dixon's running sixth right now. You need to keep an eye on that four of Cal Collette. He's having having a good run in seventh place. Yeah, keep in mind this is the same guy who led laps in the Indy 500 2 weeks ago. Yep. Yep. Cal Collette was having a good run last in the Indy 500 until he wrecked in turn two. It'd be funny if the IndyCar series raced at Martinsville Speedway. I know that will obviously never happen, but imagine if it were to happen. Or Bristol. I know that won't happen either, but imagine if. Oh yeah, remember a while back when Joseph Newgarden? Oh yeah, you're right. I remember that series races at Martinsville too. Um, and also, I think I heard a reason on why they don't race at Daytona or Talladega. I think it's because of like the G forces. I think that's why it has something to do with the G forces at those tracks, which is why they don't race there. It'd be cool though, but it won't never happen. Did he? I might have forgotten about that. I see that Cal Collette has gotten by Dixon. He's about to that. Dang, he's about to get passed by Renus VK2. Looks like the nine's struggling a bit. You should bring back Texas Motor Speedway. That track's. I know some people don't like the configuration, but hey, it produced some good racing as far as IndyCar is concerned. It could be worse.
Yes. Yeah, and Courtline will be in the 35 car full time. And the fact that this kid is not already in the Cup Series, very deserving, absolutely dominated the Cup Series. We've seen in the Cup car, it was competitive again this weekend. So Courtline full time for 23-11 next year in 35 car.
Check out the all-new Fox Sports digital show Speed with Harvick and Buxton, fueled by Power. Subscribe to Speed on Fox on YouTube, the Fox Sports app, wherever you get your podcasts. If you weren't watching Truck Series over this weekend, Corey Hart started 23rd, won brilliant ride. I mean, we've actually had some great races from the back of the field all the way through this weekend. We've already talked about Miles Rowe on the Indy race from one last earlier today. Marcus Ericsson started this race here in the NTT IndyCar Series 12th.
Miles Rowe winning that Indy NXT race. Yeah, I looked at the stats. That's the lowest that in that's the lowest starting spot for any Indy NXT winner in Indy NXT's history. He basically did the last to first challenge, which is not an easy feat unless your name is Miles Rowe or Denny Hamlin. I mean, look at last week and this week. I mean, Esteban Gutierrez.
These two seem to be the class of the field. Ericsson just drove his way to the front. It's about managing it now, T-Bell.
Well, it's still too early. Well, the best case, well, the worst case scenario is that Christopher Bell misses a race or two, or he could have a relief driver on standby, and that driver will fill in for him, or someone will a caution comes out, Bell steps out of the car, someone else gets in to fill in his spot. Yeah, yeah. Well, so you know how Corey Haim has a full-time Cup ride for this season. I saw this on Twitter earlier today. Yeah, there's a rumor or speculation that after Denny retires, Brent Cruz might fill in, might drive the 11 in 20 drive the 11 once Denny retires. And also and for Brandon Jones, it amazes me how after all, Brandon Jones, he's been in the NASCAR for a little over a decade, which amazes me because I'm surprised with how fast time flies. It amazes me how up until this point he has not made a single Cup start yet. Well, back when he was driving for RCR, I saw a picture of what could have been Brandon Jones's Cup car, but that never came to fruition. Maybe they could hire Brandon Jones, but I highly doubt it. Maybe they'll put Eric Almirola in the car for all we know, or Ryan Truex, but it depends on who they want.
As you see the difference, toe in, toe out. On an oval, you actually run those a bit asymmetric, especially in the rear. You need toe out on the left rear, toe in on the right rear. It's kind of causes some of that grabbing effect you sometimes see of these cars when they're on the straight. As these two still going at it,
Kyle Killer. One lunch. My top pick, when I did my picks video early this past week, my top pick for this race was Kirkwood. He's running 5th right now. Not a bad night for the defending winner of this race. Scott McLaughlin in the Elio Castroneves throwback is running 10th. Will Power's a lap down. Damn it. Yep. Siegel and Hauger are the only 2 cars out of this race.
So the #1 rated brand in horsepower, the Ego 22-inch aluminum deck mower, the most powerful mower in its class, producing the perfect race truck cut. Find an Ego retailer near you.
Oscar Mayer deli fresh meats are so deli fresh, people think they're fresh from the deli.
Let me get a turkey on a wall looking on the floor.
I'm at the deli.
It's not the deli. It's Oscar Mayer Deli Fresh.
If you have an app that I can type into it.
With Endurance, you'll never pay out of pocket for car repairs again.
Wait, really?
I've had 2 claims for over $4,300.
But does Endurance raise their rate the more claims you file?
No, your rate stays the same no matter how many claims you file.
Right now, you can get $300 off any plan. Plus, and give elite benefits, a $2,000 value free. All backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee. Go online or call 1-800-349-6369 for a free quote.
So yeah, when Newgarden started his racing career in IndyCar with Ed Carpenter Racing, his car number was 67. Then he went to the number 21. Then when he went to Penske, he switched to number 2, and then the rest was history. Easy done. Yeah, and yeah, if there were some tracks I could bring back to IndyCar as far as the ovals are concerned, I would bring back New Hampshire, definitely Iowa and Texas. There were some other tracks too that I was thinking of, but oh yeah, I forgot Joseph Newgarden drove the number 1 for 2 different seasons. So his numbers in his IndyCar career have been, so it was 21, no, it was 67, 21, 2, the 1, and then back to the number 2. Honestly, I wouldn't be, if I was a diehard Newgarden fan, yeah, I wouldn't be really bothered by the number change. I mean, as long as he just remains I mean, he's still gonna be successful regardless. So now for road courses, um, so remember when when NASCAR began racing on the Charlotte Roval? If I remember correctly, Joseph Newgarden did an IndyCar, his IndyCar on the Charlotte Roval, and people were speculating that that IndyCar and NASCAR were gonna do like a double header thing. 2019, there we go. Yeah, well, yeah, it would have been so cool to see IndyCar race at Charlotte, whether from the oval, the Roval. I wouldn't mind seeing it. It'd be one of those races where let's see how it plays out, and then you can judge the race afterwards. Hello, Jay the Rail Fanner. I see you're still here in the stream. I saw your thing from a while. Yeah. I'm just having a pretty calm evening, that's for sure.
You got that next round of traffic for our leaders, and you're this deep into a tire stint, like you say, T-Bell. The marbles are starting to accumulate, the tires are starting to weigh, the grip's going down, so it's going to be much harder for Ericsson to side through this train of cars than it has been up to this point.
Oh, nice. You got Amtrak 346 birthday unit.
Trusting Team Penske on pit lane to give him the free pass for the pit stop potentially. How close that got with Brent Rahal, SCT Marucci up into the light gray, the marbles we were just talking about. And that allows the leaders through for Ricci. Passed by Rahal. Slides up. And the 2 leaders go through. And those are what the guys are talking about. The marbles. So essentially the rubber top surface of the tires gets rubbed off through the friction through the corners, flies up onto the track, and if you slide up onto those, you lose all grip. If back to being in elementary school, working with your pencil, and you make a mistake, you take that eraser and rub it to get the pencil off the paper. It leaves all those little balls of rubber off the eraser on the page. You got to wipe off. That is essentially what these drivers are driving on. If you take a replay here of that move, Graham is
Are you going to bed soon? Oh, okay.
Just touched their front wing for Santino Ferrucci. It might have just clicked it. Scary stuff if you're Ferrucci. He did a good job to back out of the pedals and hang on and keep his eyes looking down the road.
Great job to hang on to it, but usually you try to leave the car you're passing a tiny bit of room.
So now we're in the window, lap 106. As we ride on board Ray Hall with the one cure can, cars should be coming to pit lane any second.
And Malukas gets his way past Louis Foster, and this is important because behind Malukas is Carl Kirkwood. Kirkwood has to go around the outside, and VK
Kirkwood gets around Vik.
Joseph Newgarden.
All right, Joseph Newgarden's in. Green flag pit stops are underway.
Uncharacteristic mistake. You just talked about Joseph Newgarden's confidence in his team on pit lane. But the 12 dives into pit lane now. What does the 28 do? How does Ericsson reply? You see Malukas in, but that slow stop is definitely going to help the 28. But now Malukas coming to you, G.
Lewis on pit lane as well. He wants a better stuff than of his teammate Joseph Newgarden. 4 tires of fuel for him. He said he wants more crossway in this car right now. You see that turn of front wing, he's down.
Yeah, they took an extra second there to really crank in the front wing. That means David Malukas is struggling with understeer, hoping for more front downforce.
Great stop from Juncos. That's Remus
Ooh.
He's going to get out.
No way. Wow. Looks like VK is going to get out ahead of Malukas. And our leader's coming in. And she's digging up wild claims that I'm abusing you, which I think is a straight up lie.
To take his stop, and Kevin, once again, the champion is coming towards you.
And this could become an advantage because we hear there is rain in the area within 30 minutes. So we'll be past the halfway by the next stop. Below hits his marks from hit out. It might come down to
That's all you want to do is train.
But she's just blowing everything out of proportion. Not abuse my ass.
You don't do anything else.
Okay, cool. I'll
Do you
just.
understand where she's coming from? Do you?
Yeah, I see where she's coming from, but I don't like her delivery. Is the problem I have. You know what? Yeah.
Well, think about it, Tim. It's long and hard.
Well, it's something I have passion for. Something I actually care about.
Yeah, but you prevent us from doing anything else, okay?
Brilliant stuff.
You care about yourself, okay?
You know, when I look again, I said this before, and I'll say it again. When I look back on my time rail fan, I'm gonna say that I'm not. I'm gonna look back on it and be like, you know what? I'm not proud about it. All it did was just cause misery.
He sees exactly what you're seeing, Will, which is Rasmussen has beat out Paul Kirkwood and BK.
Still behind Ericsson, though, from what I'm seeing. Yeah, still behind Ericsson, still behind Newgarden. You see Collette now, as he's dived into pit lane. He's doing such a good job on fuel mileage. The young Brazilian, you see Ferrucci in.
Up yellow.
Those Penske pit stops. That little, we got a caution, guys. We got a caution in turn 4. Ray Hall.
Ray Hall's wrecked.
We just talked about the marbles during these green flag stops. I don't know if that's exactly what caused Graham to get into the fence, but a lot of damage to the left rear.
The Shelby.
What is this going to
Then
do?
into my suit. Apartment, set it up. Hot in the garage.
In the top 10. Will Power had stopped earlier, let's not forget. Stopped much earlier to top up on fuel, and so be able to continue out there for quite some time. Dixon, I think, is the leaders, the AMR IndyCar safety team, are on the site as early as ever, making sure the brain is okay. Oh yeah, big moment early in the corner. The correction just put him up into those marbles. And Dixon this time not able to get in before.
Yeah, that car is
Very
wrecked.
square hit. Those ones hurt T-Bell. Not as much of a crash structure. The attenuators back there, that's going to absorb a lot. As does the safer barrier. Great view of it all from the look guard. Wow. Some unnerving. Showed Graham last meeting on lap 61. So he's on very old tires there. And a big rear impact. And the last 115, so 130 is official distance, as Kevin already reported. Rain potentially coming. Scott Dixon leads. Caught out this time.
Well, if this race gets rain shortened, it is what it is.
Like us, you might be
This is
suffering
a
from
small
moderate
one,
to severe
please.
stomach feedback. OSA,
Just a small one.
leaded by the undiagnosed.
I'll make tomorrow's trip the last rail fan trip I ever take. I don't want anything to do with rail fan anymore. Why should I? Why should I care?
And we're more than just human beings.
Fuck it all. Fuck rail fan. Fuck everything.
OSA is a chronic condition tied to breathing interruptions and oxygen deprivation during sleep.
Yep, rain's like half an hour away.
Undiagnosed? That was us. Talk to your doctor.
You look up St. Louis, which is a
Let's keep moving serious. The stars of the IndyCar series take over Motor America, where Alex Palou looks to continue his dominance.
take a look at the weather map.
6 years. June 21st on Fox. Welcome to the fastest racing on earth. Saturday's Hard Rock brings you the $3.9 million Roll to Win drives. With 3 drives each Saturday night, you can win up to $100,000 in cash and prizes.
Just want to see the weather.
Only at Hard Rock Sacramento.
Yeah, it's 79 degrees there right now in Madison, Illinois. Well, if the race ends right now, Dixon will have a win at Gateway. Has Dixon ever won at Gateway before?
That's why we're giving you our best price on gig Wi-Fi. Just $50 a month for 5 years with same-day Wi-Fi. And that's
He has? Okay.
at Lucas Oil. We take pride in creating
2020. Oh, okay. 2020, 2023. Okay. I think I remember those races now that you brought it up. So Dixon, Kirkwood, New Garden, obviously. Another Gateway winner that I remember is a Takuma Sato that one year when he beat Ed Carpenter for the win. And Will Power too. I think I remember his 2018 win.
Exactly what I could do with his words of encouragement. Rasmussen is 6th after those stops, and it was a hurried selection of stops. ECL did a great job to get Rasmussen out there into 6th. You have to take your hat off though right now to Foyt. Kyle Collette has been reordered under the safety car here to 4th place, ahead of Newgarden, behind only Ericsson on track. Because Power is on an alternate strategy, and Dixon is coming into pit lane right now. Down to Kevin on pit lane. And that play for Will Power by coming into top off worked out. He was a lap down. Now he's going to be back on the Ireland, we see Scott Dixon, who was in danger of needing emergency service. Massive save. He was about to pick
Oh, yep. Robert Wickens.
as he has been all night. He comes in. We're eventually going to see Power as well, but he wasn't as tight on fuel. And now Power will come down. That was it.
Who died and who died? Rogan and Wickens. Oh, Wickens is the one that got injured, right?
Yes, it was Justin Wilson at Pocono. Sage Karam was leading at Pocono, and then his car snapped, and a piece of heavy debris struck Justin Wilson in the head, and it caused him to crash. He died later that day. He was caught in a massive crash at Las Vegas. It was basically the big one. He was injured in that wreck at Pocono.
Yeah. And he still drives with
Yeah.
apparatus.
Yeah.
He's determined to walk.
Yeah. Yeah, back then he was driving for what is now Arrow McLaren. Back then, in 2018, Arrow McLaren used to be called Arrow Schmidt Peterson Racing or Motorsports. Back when James Hinchcliffe was still driving. Who would have thought all these years later they would? We thought all these years later that the team would become more capable of winning races almost every week, I should say. Oh yeah, I think I remember you telling me that you're at that race that Wickens got paralyzed. Cal Collette winning this race will be the biggest upset ever. I mean, I know Ericsson hasn't won in a long time, but Cal Collette, that would be even huge. Obviously, he's going to be a first-time winner. And AJ Foyt Racing hasn't won in a long time.
Oh, it's almost halfway over.
AJ Foyt Racing has not won an IndyCar race since 2013 when Takuma Sato won at Long Beach. It's like Kiffin Simpson's going slow. I remember there was a point in time where F1 legend Rubens Barrichello raced in IndyCar back in the early 2010s. I couldn't recognize his number when I saw him on the Indy 500 grid for 2011, I think. I realized, was it 2011 or no? I think it was 2012. Yeah, I couldn't make out his number, but I realized, oh, it's the number 8.
Deli fresh meats are so deli fresh. People think they're fresh from the deli.
Well, next week, NASCAR will be at Pocono. O'Reilly Auto Parts race is going to be at 1 p.m. Pacific time. That's my time. Then the Cup race on Sunday will be at noon Pacific time. Obviously, I'm gonna have the streams up ahead of time, so just keep an eye out for that. Here we go. Rubens Barrichello.
Georgia, though, I believe, has an update on exactly what is going on with Kiffin Simpson.
Yes, well, he ran out of fuel. There were 2
Oh,
laps under
the
yellow.
8 ran out of gas.
So Kiffin Simpson, the 8 car, out of fuel.
Bizarre, given his teammates stopped a lap ago. But there we are. There we have it. Kiffin Simpson out of this. Welcome back to the NTT IndyCar Series, live from St. Louis on Fox with Will Bucks and James Hinchcliffe. Townsend Bell. Boys, what's an order we have as we roll back to green at some point? Marcus Ericsson, who has driven, supply all night. Then his rookie
Yeah, Barrichello only did the 2012 IndyCar season. That was it. I guess it was just another case of an F1 star wanting to try open wheel for once, just like how Jimmy Johnson wanted to try IndyCar for at least a season or two.
We already started to dissect exactly what happened, Graham. Firstly, glad to see you're okay. You started to tell everybody what happened.
No, I mean, Lundgaard was on, I think it was Christian was on fresh tires, went to my outside, and, I just wanted to stay one lane in because, I was going to.
So the team he raced for in IndyCar was called KV Racing Technology, founded in 2003, folded 2017. One of their team principals was Jimmy Vasser.
Actually, we had gotten the car in a good window there. We were going good. We just needed the track position, and I mean, these things happen. It's quite frustrating, though.
Sorry, man. Looking around America.
There is Kevin Simpson getting out of his car. Dayton shakes his head with disappointment clear to see.
Here we go.
Just having a brilliant evening. Is this man? Marcus Ericsson, what a brilliant race. Starting 12th, leads. Kevin, Marcus Ericsson is having quite a night in St. Louis.
That's a nice shot of Ruben Barrichello's IndyCar for KV Racing Technology.
For next year, so a win might go a long way towards his future. He was just told this restart is mega important. Why? Because some teams think it's going to rain in the next 10 minutes. So you make sure you're in front right now. The race could be over any time from here on out once we get past lap 131.
So Marcus Ericsson's birthday is in September. He'll be 36 this year. Wow.
The Bear of Four, as his middle name is, Kenny Holt at number 8.
Yep.
So I ran some numbers. You guys might want to consider moving.
Some more.
I got it. These shall ease your grievous throat most readily. Or maybe somewhere cargo.
So, congratulations, sir. That is a new record.
You realize that JPEG doesn't count as financial plan, right?
Maybe, I mean, yes.
No. BNC Bank believes a little boring advice goes a long way.
The Colonel has a bucket list. The $10 bill. Monday nuggets. Tuesday fried chicken. Wednesday wings. Thursday tenders. Friday nuggets again. Now that's living life to the fullest. Get a $10 bucket a day from KFC.
Just when you thought ceramic couldn't get more simple. Just spray onto a clean, wet surface and rinse off to start the water-activated protection. Get a head-turning shine with Mother's California Gold Ceramic Spray.
So his wins, Ericsson's wins in IndyCar came at Belle Isle, Nashville Street Course, Indy 500, St. Petersburg. Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of that Nashville Street Course either. I mean, it looked cool with the bridge and all that, but yeah, it wasn't really my thing, really, to be honest. Yeah, Ericsson won that Nashville Grand Prix after he ran to the back of, was it Ferrucci, I think, and he didn't, well, he got airborne, but and he damaged his wing, his nose on his car. Oh, it was a timer. I think I might have forgotten about that. It was Bourdais, not Ferrucci. Okay. Oh yeah, Bourdais was in the 14 car before Santino Ferrucci. Yeah, you're right.
Whether you're a professional technician or simply take pride in maintaining your own cars, Harbor Freight offers quality auto tools to meet your
Oh yeah, I forgot Kirkwood was in the 14 for us for a period of time. And then after 2022, Ferrucci got the 14, and he's been in that ride ever since. I remember when Ferrucci made his first IndyCar start. It was at Sonoma, in was it 20? Was it 28? No, was it 2019? I think.
Much like Emma Dixon when we put Indianapolis 500 if you were with us for that, folks. Praying, I think, as the rain now falls, and her husband takes the victory here tonight. If it does end, if we do get rain, Kyle collects it second. Scott Dixon sits third. That would be your podium. There is rain in the area. We've heard some reports of some light drops around the track, but nothing yet that would indicate that we are about to call this thing to an early conclusion. Let's take a look at the radar here because it is ominous as the green monster approaches.
Oh yeah.
South there. You see right
Oh,
where the pit
oh yeah.
drop
It's
is,
definitely a big,
and it is,
big green cell.
hitting at some point here. You did see some drops on the aero screen of Marcus Ericsson, but rain or not, Ericsson has earned the lead of this thing tonight. A brilliant drive, the best driver so far. But rain's held off to this point. We'll have to see if we get a restart. And what I was talking about in the
Well, I mean, I understand they want to make it safe, but we're not really getting much done if we're running under caution the whole time. But I still respect now IndyCar for admiring the safety.
Reflects 70 in the laps so far more than anybody else. Look at the raindrops here, streaking on the glass of the aero screen, and IndyCar will certainly acknowledge that and say we cannot go green just yet with drops falling. Well, while we're in the yellow, let's get down to pit lane one more time. It feels like an opportune moment to take a look at the pit crew spotlight sponsored by Endurance.
Well, the team who I think has been so impressive, the 76 from Coast Hollinger Racing. We give so much props, so much credit to Rinus VK, but he and his team are fourth. And you don't want to be the little team that could, you just want to be the team that did. And his team, complete team, are doing such a fantastic job catapulting their driver right to the front.
Very true, Jack. Very, very true. Great spotlight there. VK, ninth place in the race today. We saw how brilliant their stop was. They got him out ahead of David Malukas out on track. He's just been, I believe, fourth fastest overall for the pit stop times for this season. So a brilliant job by the gang down there at JHR. That was a blow-up for Marcus Ericsson's wife, and I don't know if that's being, well, it isn't overly optimistic, but it sure looks like the drops are coming. As IndyCar has elected to put a safety car, I believe, out behind the field to do a track inspection as well. And you can still see.
Yeah, I think it was one of the crew members.
The side of Ericsson's windscreen. It's clearly not enough yet to lose the track, so to speak. But there you get close.
Well, we're under caution at Gateway for the IndyCar race, and as you can see, it is raining, and we are a little bit past the halfway point of this race. So if they call the race now, it's official. Well, looks like they're about to bring the cars on the pit road now.
This guy's got a lot of experience leading big races when red flags come out. Sure does. Well, as we are under reds,
well, only time will tell on what IndyCar does next.
And we will take a moment and return to St. Louis.
Well, in the event this thing ends early, I'm going to end off the voting poll now. 40% chose Joseph Newgarden, 30% for Palou and Kirkwood.
Is also proven to deliver significant symptom relief from both bipolar 1 and 2 depression.
Elderly dementia patients have increased risk of death or stroke. Caplyta is not approved for dementia-related psychosis. Call your doctor about new or sudden mood changes, behaviors, or suicidal thoughts right away. Antidepressants may increase these risks. Report fever, confusion, stiff muscles, which may be life-threatening.
Hold on. Excuse me for a moment, folks. Let me mute this for a moment. Right, I'm going to unmute this.
But the rain is not a deluge. It feels like a light sprinkle. And with anyone, we should be back to racing fairly soon. Your running order is Marcus Ericsson, Kyle Collette, and Scott Dixon, the top three. From Joseph Buchanan, Will Power has made his way up to fifth with a great strategy. Rasmussen is sixth, and Alex Palou from the pole down to seventh.
I think it's almost 10:30 over there. It's 7:30 here, 10:30 over there.
Marcus Ericsson's wife Iris has been doing something with a rain dance down on Pit Lane, I think. Kevin Lee is down on Ericsson's pit. So, he's with Iris. Oh, hello, Kevin.
Yeah, very interested bystander. So was that a rain dance? Would you prefer that we just go ahead and clear the stands for safety?
Honestly, to be completely honest, I don't care because he has the fastest car out there.
I like that. So I asked you, I was trying to recall how many of Marcus's wins you've been at. You've been a pretty good luck charm. Second race ever that you attended was what?
The Indy 500 in 2022 when Marcus won.
That went pretty well. All right, how do you think he's feeling? Does he want to finish it up under green? Or is a win a win a win? Let's go home if it's good or rain?
I think he definitely want to finish it under the green. Look at him. Like, he's been so fast all day. So, yeah, I definitely think he want to go green again.
I like that. No concern, no rain dance. Iris Ericsson is ready to see this race continue, to see if her man can finish it on the track.
Also, I saw that Elio Castroneves was at this race for that Scott McLaughlin throwback.
And she's absolutely spot on. He's had a great car underneath him today. He's driven absolutely beautiful. Guys, when we look back over Marcus's 130 odd laps of this race so far, started 12th, and right from the green was on the move.
Yeah, making bold moves, but just leaving enough space to his competitors. And then I think what is so great about the situation he's in is even if there's a restart and he gets shuffled back for some reason, he's got the experience of knowing the settings of his race car, whether he's running in traffic or running in clean air. But there would be no better way to find out what he's experiencing in the cockpit than trying to dial him up here.
The White House is now targeting YouTubers for covering the president's health decline.
Well, we have spoken to him before when he's been sat under an umbrella, but he wasn't leading the race at the time.
What is this?
See it down low. Hey, Marcus, it's Townsend up in the Fox Sports booth. You copy?
Yeah, I copy.
We just had a nice chat with your wife, Iris, and I got to tell you, she is happy to see raindrops and also more than happy to see the green flag. She is so proud of you and the job you've done tonight charging through the field. How are you feeling from where you're sitting right now?
I wish we could do Byron at lunch. This other like on those on rails tonight, so gonna keep going, keep racing.
What do you think made you so good? I mean, in terms of qualifying position, you were mid-pack, but then all of a sudden with the drop of the green flag, you just carved up through the field. You looked so strong in all conditions. Were you surprised by that, or did you expect it after practice?
It's been hard work, you know. I've been working hard. Me and the team that put it through and everyone, and especially for this race.
Also, that sprint Spencer Pratt guy lost. Officially loses in LA.
I think we have a really good race car, so really enjoying it out there so far.
It was tight quarters with, Joseph Buchanan there on the outside of turn 2. Did you feel the contact that you guys had? It was his right front wing, I believe, to your left rear.
Yeah, I can feel it a little bit, but I know Joseph. We raced on at first, so I think that was as close as you wanted to be, but good racing.
Yeah, we got a fresh set of Firestones now, so if this goes back green, you should be in great shape. Thanks for talking to us.
There's a picture of Christopher Bell walking to the helicopter with his left arm in a cast.
You hear him talk about the hard work that he's been putting in behind the scenes, working with the team. One of the big contributors to that is this guy right here, Robert Wickens. He was an IndyCar driver, a DTM driver, currently an IMSA driver, and he's joining this program as a bit of a driver coach, performance engineer, strategist, helper. He's kind of doing a little bit of everything, and there's so few people on earth that have the attention to detail the demand for perfection that Robbie has. You know, I've been a friend of his almost my entire life, certainly my entire racing career, all the way back to karting days up in Canada, all the way up to being teammates here at IndyCar, and his just relentless pursuit of perfection is second to none, and he brings that to this role, and he's been telling me about the work that he's been putting in with Marcus, how receptive Marcus is to the suggestions and to the kind of work that he's been asking of him, and it's really shown on the racetrack tonight.
And no better asset to have in your corner than Robert Wickens, because like Marcus Ericsson, Wickens raced for the first time in IndyCar with no prior oval experience. Just like Marcus Ericsson, who came from Formula One straight to IndyCar oval racing, Robert Wickens, in the 25 years that I've been involved in this sport, I've never seen somebody acclimate to oval racing faster than what Robert Wickens pulled off when he was James' teammate with the Schmidt-Peterson team. So to have that knowledge and expertise guiding Ericsson as he still is refining some of the nuances of his game, it's a very powerful package. It's great to see it paying off in a big way tonight.
Marcus came over from Formula One. Robbie came to IndyCar from the European system as well. Had done some Formula One testing. Had been racing in the DTM series, the German Touring Car series. So very similar sort of backgrounds in that sense. To your point, no better person to really speak the language of a driver new to oval racing than Robbie and Marcus. And it's great to see that combination is paying off. Not only what Robbie's able to contribute, but what Marcus is willing to listen to.
May I stop raining until 1 a.m. Central Standard Time.
Been a great evening so far for Marcus Ericsson. Can he, Robert, the Andretti team, turn this into a victory? Hopefully we will find out under green conditions. There's a track that everybody loves as we hit the midway stage of the 2026 season. Not just because it's a wonderful track to race on, but also because they love a bit of pyro.
I saw some of this from my friends over at Delaware Speedway, Tom Stewart and those guys. They were doing some booms. I said, well, if they can do it, I can do that. Well, back in 2017, Chris Blair and John Grenier dreamed up this idea of creating a signature look at the Worldwide Technology Raceway, utilizing fireball technology. The cool thing about the IndyCar guys is they've embraced this. They love it. They get pumped up for it.
Holy I can feel 100%. I get called every year.
That big burst, that big boom, it gets everybody pumped up.
Everything got a fire shoot on there? Yeah. I'm going to any of the world.
Each year for IndyCar, we're just trying to crank it up.
Some drivers say that they can feel the heat coming off that pyrotechnic display.
Pod's biggest sale of the year has been extended. Save up to 30% on moving and storage until June 8th.
This will be Andretti Global's first win this season.
Whether you're relocating to a new home or renovating your current one, save up to 30%. Pods brings the container to you, and you can pack at your own pace. Then we'll take it to your new home or to a secure pod storage center until you need it, so you don't have to do the driving.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I keep forgetting about that win. So this will be their second win this season.
Everything matters when it comes to your heart now. You can't presume that you know what's going on inside your body. Once a year, I have an annual pit stop. I may not win the race. I do so want to be like, well, get checked out. Make sure that everything's working the way it should be. Don't wait. Talk to your doctor about getting screened for heart valve failure. At Hagerty, we don't see cars.
Been a little
They're unique, alive.
over a year.
We buy them, wrench on them, and sometimes curse them. But most of all, we drive them. They get under our skin, the sound and smell, how they make us feel. Windows down, wide open throttle.
So you know how there's that FIA World Endurance Championship series over in Europe with Toyota Gazoo Racing. One of their drivers is former IndyCar driver Mike Conway. He raced in IndyCar from 2009 to 2014. This is the same Mike Conway that went up and over in the 2010 Indy 500. He went airborne in turns 3 and 4.
sits into the wall. Unfortunately, you see that left front suspension fail on contact. Pit stop problems persisting for the big teams.
Yeah, the 2T pulling the air jack a little early on Caitlin Brown on the left front there. She waves her arm to get it up. Re-secures that wing nut. Still gets the wing change in, but Newgarden loses precious seconds.
And bizarrely, a second issue on the Alex below 10 car for the Honda team. So going away 13 Alex below, down 7 as a result. And Rabel, we heard from him earlier, just getting up onto the marbles and into the wall, bringing an early end to his end. Kippen Simpson running out of fuel and screaming past him as the rain fell was Marcus Ericsson, Kaio Kalef, and Scott Dixon. Now, we heard from Marcus Ericsson. We heard from his wife. Why don't we go down and hear from the man responsible for the driver currently sitting second, Larry Foyt, whose driver Kaio Kalef is having a wonderful evening in second place.
Oh man, well, it's just been so impressive to watch and see what the rookie Kaio Kalef has been doing. He's really been impressive all season, but it seems like as we get into the season, he just gets more and more confident as it goes along. How impressed have you been with tonight specifically?
He's doing a great job tonight, obviously, but I think you hit on it. I think every race, his confidence gets better. So to see him out there running the way he is, really, really happy for him right now.
It's nice to hear from Larry Foyt every once in a while. He used to, aside from IndyCar, Larry used to be a NASCAR driver in the early 2000s. He only did 23 races. And of course, he did some races in the O'Reilly Auto Parts and Truck Series during that time frame too. Yeah, AJ Foyt Racing had a NASCAR team back in the day from 2000, 2003.
There are 5 injured drivers in the field right now.
Larry also drove for BAM Racing and Arnold Motorsports.
Have you heard any updates?
Yeah, that was a big hit he took at Indianapolis, but he's a tough kid, and he doesn't really let on. I think how sore he's been. So
and he only competed in the 2004 Daytona 500, that junior first one.
These guys that are showing that they are athletes and they're tough, so it's great.
He's one tough cookie. We'll see what he can do. That's the rookie, Kaio Kalef. Thank you, Larry.
One tough cookie, the rookie. Kaio Kalef up 18 places from where he started. Sits second. A wonderful job so far. Had a podium here last year in the Indy Next series. Was promoted to IndyCar as a runner-up in that championship to Dennis Howard. But supremely impressive this year, guys. We talked about him right from the outset. Both from his determination, his mindset, the way that he approaches his racing, and to what we've seen from him out on track, particularly I think back to the 500, how he impressed in that open test, how he impressed throughout the week of practice, qualifying, got up into the top 12, and actually qualified in the top 10 until was thrown to the back for a technical infringement, and raced with some aplomb in the Indy 500 until that crash near the end ultimately took him out. I've been super impressed with this guy.
Yeah, he reminds us all, I think, of a rookie Alex Palou in terms of his temperament methodologies. Let's see if we can dial up the driver, the number 4 here, and have a chat. Hey, Cal, it's Townsend Bell up here in the Fox booth. You got a copy? How you doing, man? I just noticed I didn't remember you wearing glasses. Is that something you've done all season? Yeah, it seems like it's working really well. You've had a brilliant night. Tell us about your drive up through the field. Your racecraft has looked perfect. The balance of the race cars looked extremely strong. How's it been from inside the cockpit?
Do I eat a lot? Yeah, I eat a lot, but favorite type of food? Well, I haven't really set my sights on a top favorite food. Depends on what I'm in the mood for, basically.
We talked, of course, about the crash at Indy, and we know you've been in some pain. This is an oval. All that load is on the right-hand side. Are you feeling okay?
I'm not speaking about too much, to be honest. Actually, not at all to, really deal with the pain, but everything is going well so far, so hopefully I can have a full session.
You got those strong Brazilian colors. We know Brazil's going to be a force in the World Cup. You've got to be excited for what's coming up over the next several weeks.
Yeah, for sure.
Not sure what's going to happen with the weather here, but thanks for chatting with us, and best of luck to finish strong tonight.
Thanks, guys.
There is a young man staring potentially at his first ever IndyCar podium, and he's just cool as a cucumber in there. He can't really phase him. He wants this race to keep going. That's what I love. He's sitting here on a podium. If they throw the checkered right now, job done. Hardware coming home with him, but he wants a shot at the win.
Next oval race is Nashville next month. Can't wait for that race.
Now, as a rookie, looking at his first podium with the glasses coming on, there's a vibe, there's a trend moving here in IndyCar.
Well, you know what's interesting is Marcus Ericsson normally wears glasses.
July 19th, it's a little over a month from now.
So
Then we have the Milwaukee Mile doubleheader, and that's it.
Very focal lens on his visor.
And also
Maybe he's moved to contacts. Kevin, is he just turned the camera? I think that Marcus just turned the camera off so we can't see. We're getting him smooth move, Marcus. Smooth move. Kevin, what do you know? Is Marcus moved to contact lenses?
I don't have that intel at this point, but I can go back to Iris in a moment and get confirmation. But what I have been listening is to...
And of course, the next inaugural event this year for IndyCar is the Washington, D.C. Street Course. You know what? Regardless of what people think of it, I just hope it turns out good. That's all I can say.
So they're discussing, what do you want to do here? And he was presented with options. We think track position is important because we think it might rain hard in about 30 minutes. So we want to stay in front. However, sometimes radars and weather forecasting is wrong. If it were to stay green and go to the distance, we think if we save...
See, to paint a picture how close they are to St. Louis, see the arc in the background? That's how close they are.
Want to keep track position. That protects him in case it does rain, and he just wants to continue to use the excellent race car.
I'm sure he's walking around there somewhere.
Let me talk about the strategies playing out tonight, guys. I want to look.
He'll probably be there when NASCAR goes there during the chase, I think.
Both of them played their hand and played an alternate strategy today. Power, who took the option to top off early on with more fuel, in the hope that rain would fall. It was at the back of the field, rain fell, and as it turned out, his strategy sees him jumped up to fifth. Scott Dixon, with his strategy, he's jumped up to third. Great run, great strategy, brilliant stuff so far from both of those drivers.
Well, and we're seeing the signal from race officials to get drivers out of cars, so that does not sound like anything getting closer to green at the moment. As Marcus Ericsson, the head pad is removed. They've been sitting here for 40 minutes. And James, you know this presents all kinds of new issues for drivers who have a drink system.
Oh, the drivers are coming out of their cars.
The bodies are used to handling things under duress, high G-force, high adrenaline.
So let's see the teams that Connor Daly has driven for. AJ Foyt Enterprises, Schmidt Peterson, Dale Coyne, Harding Racing, Jennifer Carlin, Andretti, Ed Carpenter, Meyer Shank, Ray Hall, Letterman, Lanigan, Dreyer, Ryan Boat, Douglas Hollinger. Yep, that's pretty much it.
All through Detroit weekend, all through this weekend as well. We saw Joseph Newgarden in his booth during the World Cup celebrations pre-race. But for Rossi, it's his throttle foot. For Joseph Newgarden, it's his brake foot. Rossi with an injured hand after his Indy 500 accident as well. Romain Grosjean injured his hand during an accident at Detroit, had to have a pin put in that. And we've already talked to this guy. There's Caio Collet, who we were talking to on the radio moments ago, with those heavily injured wrists. These are your current injuries. Mick Schumacher actually did his left wrist when we were at St. Pete, the season opener. He was put out of the race at the very first lap and has been carrying that injury ever since. So that's our list of walking wounded, quite literally.
There's Rossi.
Alexander Rossi, or crutching wounded, hobbling wounded, hop-along wounded, but in surprisingly good spirits. That guy, as you can see how gingerly Newgarden is walking on that left foot without that boot on. I want to get over the pit wall and get that foot elevated. Well, what a great run for Newgarden so far today. P4, but has never looked any less than the driver who has both the car and the drive tonight to be able to fight for the win. And he sounded so negative after the race.
Well, at least Will Power, after the struggles he's had this season, Will Power definitely needs this 5th place finish. That's for sure.
Yeah, we were just talking about his race so far, 138 laps completed, 122 to go. How has the Team Penske number 12 been?
It's been a little bit tough.
VK's going to get a good finish. Lucas is running 10th. Damn, both McLarens are going to miss out on the top 10.
My tools are all maxed out in my car. We're trying our best, but yeah, it's a little bit of a survival. Hopefully, maybe with the weather, but to be honest, the cooler it gets, it's actually worse from where our car is right now. So, a little unfortunate. Hopefully, we can figure something out, but yeah, we don't have the pace, unfortunately.
Have you been able to make any improvements, or has it just been a guessing game?
Not really. I mean, we're interested to see that next new tire run. We made some more changes on that pit stops. Maybe we could have got something, but I don't know. It's just like we're going to get a little bit here or there, but it's not going to be the big chunk that we need. So I wish I could go back in time and really change the setup of this car, but it is what it is now.
Thanks, David. Kevin.
Alex Palou is walking to the front of the grid towards his pit box. All right, leading a lot of laps at the beginning. Then a little bit of contact. Did that impact the car? How is it at this point if we go back to racing again?
No, it didn't really impact the car. I need to see what really happened there. But no, the car is good. It was just I couldn't really get through traffic like Marcus was and Joseph were. And then also a little bit of, some people.
They want you back in the car. Let's turn around and walk back the other way. All right, we were going to try to get you. Yeah, we'll have to do that again. Yeah, I think he's got more pressing business. We'll discuss that later, what happened in the contact earlier. Jack.
Shane Rasmussen, man, you were so fast out there. You looked so sporty. Did it feel as good as what it looked?
Yeah, it's been all right. You know, we've just been trucking away throughout the night, making our way forward. And it's the car's good. You know, we'll just keep doing what we're doing, and I think we'll probably end up pretty good here.
What is your radar showing? Are you confident we're going to get back out here in a few?
Yep.
Well, looks like
Rasmussen needs a good result too. I mean, his month of May, man, it's definitely one that he sure wanted to forget. That's for sure. There's Dixon, Armstrong.
Nice man, coolly walking to his car. Not a huge rush to get back in. They know they won't start the race without him. Fastest toilet run in history. That's a short driver's out of your car. It's a long red flag, but normally when the decision's made to let drivers get out of the race cars, it's because it's going to be a minute before we get back to racing. But again, the weather doing what it's doing, which is just barely sprinkling. We've never really truly lost a racetrack, but the radar looks the same now as it did when it started, and it looks the same for the next few hours, to be honest. The good news is, from what we're seeing.
Eric, did you just see that? I think I just saw David land in the background. Where's
Christian Rasmussen was talking about is some of those blobs that pop up.
Yeah, that was him.
Race control these situations. You're trying to predict what's going to happen, and it's constantly changing.
You know what? That doesn't look half bad.
It's like we've got a gap.
There's a window over Oakville. I sat there, other than that, window over Oakville.
Where did we have lunch today? Clayton.
All right. Yeah.
Nice little tapas place.
Yeah. Barcelona. Well, that's where this guy, a full-time champion, hails from. Is that an owner? He's not from the same place that we went to. No, I mean, obviously he doesn't come from the town. That's where he went to for lunch. I mean, he comes from Barcelona. in space. Actual Barcelona in Spain. No, got it. Yeah. So interesting comments here from David Malukas saying, he's maxed out on his tools, and the cooler it gets, the worse it is for him. So, Tito, that tells me this car's running loose. Normally, as the track cools down, the air cools down, the balance tends to go a little bit more forward, and you're fighting oversteer in that race car. You can be maxed out on all the tools, and as it gets cooler, it's only going to get harder to hang on to that as well. Drivers getting ready. We're getting ready to get back to racing in St. Louis.
This can be a deadly disease. Every moment matters when it comes to your heart valve.
You can't presume that you know what's going on
Inside your body.
Don't see you that I had a little pit stop. I may not win the race. I just don't want to drop out.
Get checked out. Make sure that everything's working the way it should be.
Don't wait. Talk to your doctor about getting screened for heart valve failure.
Like us, you might be suffering from moderate to severe obstructive sleep apnea, or OSA. We are the undiagnosed. We've been told we snore at night and gasp for air. Daytime sleepiness is a drag, but we still have people who count on us. And we're more than just human beings. We are humans. OSA is a chronic condition tied to breathing interruptions and oxygen deprivation during sleep. You're undiagnosed? That was us. Talk to your doctor about OSA. Let's keep being humans.
With Endurance, you'll never pay out of pocket for car repairs again.
Wait, really?
I've had 2 claims for over $4,300.
Now, does Endurance raise your rate the more claims you file?
No, your rate stays the same no matter how many claims you file.
Right now, you can get $300 off any plan, plus a year of elite benefits, a $2,000 value free, all backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee. Go online or call 1-800-349-6369 for a free quote.
Back at St. Louis. And just having a final check on track conditions. Engines will fire in 6 minutes' time, and we will roll back to green. That is great news for everyone in the grandstands, and I'm sure for you at home. Don't go anywhere. We are going to be here for as long as it takes to get this thing finished. All right, now it's that fun time for the drivers, so they've got to kind of clock back in, zone back in, get your mind in the right place, kind of remember what your car is doing, but remember that it's going to feel a little bit different. That first lap into turn 1, it hasn't ranged to the point where
all right, should be going back green.
Like that, but track tempo cool
Going
down,
back to yellow
the air temps come down a little bit. Things are going to be marginally different, and you've got to take that into account when you're firing it off into turn 1 on that first lap.
And you know what it's like, James. It's hard in these situations to get back into the mental groove, just to kind of get into the psyche and the percussion that you were in, already doing 120 plus laps around here in anger, understanding the balance, understanding your controls, really feeling the tire and the track. You've got to try to capture that moment, jump right back on the tightrope at the first attempt.
And guys, we're talking about performance athletes here. The entire day has been built around race start time. When you sleep, when you eat, when you drink, so that your body is in the prime sort of operating window for you as an athlete. That starts to disappear, not only the longer a race goes on, but when you're on the red for this long as well. How tough is it for you guys as athletes? You know these situations well. To actually feel your body in the place it needs to be.
Let's get the yellow any moment now. So yesterday, Justin Allgaier turned 40 years old. Here's a picture of him from 2010 when he went full-time racing the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series. He was driving for obviously driving for Team Penske back then. Just think he was 23 when that picture was taken, because that was taken obviously before the start of the season. Man, who would have thought he would be in the series a decade and a half later?
first lap is dicey because not only are you hoping that you personally
And that series you driven for 3 different teams: Penske, Turner Motorsports, Junior Motorsport.
absolutely amped up and ready to go as we look into that clear aero screen and that clear visor.
From a sedentary state to averaging 170 miles an hour a lap. That's what you guys are going to lock into. In about 5 minutes from fire your engines, couple warm-up laps, and then we'll go. So, to Townsend's point, that first flyer, everything cranks up real quickly.
And you're in dirty air, everything's packed up, you're in one big blob firing down into turn one.
And at night. And again, especially on an oval, on those restarts, you're really relying on your spotter. You need them to be right on their game as well. So, this is truly a team effort at this point. Was that the one to go, or was that just hold your horses?
Probably 1 minute to firing engines. I'm guessing as you see a tremendous amount of pickup on the tires of Marcus Ericsson there. Those are the marbles that the hot Firestones would have picked up when they came to pit lane.
Okay, so let's throw this one at you, pal.
Toss it.
With the way the radar looks, that kind of sprinkle that could neutralize this.
Yeah, look at the tires on that 28
You
car.
can potentially do it on one more stop if you save a little bit of fuel. Or you can run hard, keep that track position, and be prepared for a yellow and a red should it come.
Yeah, you go. You absolutely go full steam, keep the track position. And if you come up short, who's going to get it? Based on these conditions, James, these are variable sprinkles. We've been in these situations before. It's a mist. It's a little bit of a trickle. Then it stops. You don't know. It's very, very difficult for anybody right now to look at radar and tell us definitively when that time might come.
But if anyone wants to try that, I'm looking at P3 right now, Scott Dixon. I don't think his car is as quick as Ericsson, as quick as Newgarden behind, but he's so good at saving fuel and keeping the pace. If there's one driver that could maybe try to squeak this thing out on one more, it's this guy right here. Dixon, Newgarden, Power. All last pitted on lap 120. Behind them, Lundgaard, Ferrucci, and Rosenqvist, the Indy 500 winner, last pitted on lap 128. They're looking.
All right, engines are fired.
They are, according to laps counted, one back. And Lucas as well counted as one lap back. Only the top 9 are counted as having completed 137 laps. You're going to have to double check that as we roll back to green. But as it stands, at least.
All right, cars are rolling again.
It is the top 15 on the lead lap. So that is everyone down to Rosenqvist. So Lundgaard, Ferrucci, Rosenqvist. Last lap pitted 128. They are on the lead lap, and so they are very much in the mix. Our running order then Ericsson,
All right.
the rookie, and Dixon, then Newgarden, Power, and Rasmussen, Palou, Kirkwood, VK, and David Lucas, the top 10. Then it is Scott McLaughlin, Pato O'Ward, Christian Lundgaard, Santino Ferrucci, Felix Rosenqvist. That's your top 15. Those are drivers on the lead lap. So you said it, you pointed out all that spent rubber, all the marbles that were on the tires of these cars as they came into the pits for that red. Now you got to work as hard as you can to try to scrub that off carefully. Get these things clean carefully. We know how easy it is to light up the rears and how we here on these cars set up so asymmetrically for this oval track.
And remember, with all the camera that you run on an oval, a lot of the tires are not in contact with the racetrack. So some of the pickups just simply can't be removed by swerving because you're not recently going fast enough water over so far enough to flex the tire,
card and the signature, people accusing him of being scummy and scamming kids. I didn't really follow that too closely, but I did see his response. And there's a couple of wacky little nuggets in his response that I can't resist hearing. Hello, Internet. I've seen
Rain had fallen, Scott McLaughlin trying to put temperature into his tires, ended up losing control, hitting the pit wall and retiring from that race before it had even begun. It is treacherous even before we roll to green. Courtesy of the exhibition, Scott McLaughlin That beautiful livery car. It's such a gorgeous throwback livery. I wish they'd run this every weekend. I think it's an absolute stunner. I wish we'd race at night every these clear visors. I just love to see the intensity and the focus. All of that emotion so clear through the eyes of the geek visors of night racing. So here's our open guys, and we're looking at the windows. Some crews are lining up to come in for fuel and come in for tires. I've seen Ted below. His crew's on the wall. Those McLaren cars, I think that's awards on the wall. A few different strategies potentially playing out here, because if you top off now, you could try to make it on one more stop. You see Dixon as well. I think Rosenquist might be out there as well.
Iconic motor jams.
Power crew, maybe doing a fake.
But I don't know.
And in comes Dixon, in comes Malone.
It's me. The whole
Incredible.
generation.
In comes the 12 of David Malukas as well. And Kevin
All right.
always kind of
Good handful of drivers are making pit stop.
Voice of a generation comes from cars that
And then we're going to see behind the Honda, HRC coming around with Alice below. Dixon is going to come out in front. That's where he wants the track position. So it is a strategy play. Let's do something a little bit different. Erickson is really hooked up. If it were not to rain the rest of the way, they've got a much better chance of being able to do on one more stop.
Very interesting though, the 9 did not take tires. Couldn't see everyone up and down pit lane, but certainly below the 10 did. I think McLaughlin behind him did as well, Ward, but Scott Dixon came in a lead in this pack, also left a lead in this pack, but did not change his Firestones.
Wonder if they just didn't want to risk losing track position there, because the Firestones are still pretty fresh based on Dixon's last stop. But it's like there's a lot of, oh, and look at this, Kipton Simpson's car, which had been rolled behind the wall out in the middle of pit in between turns 3
Looks
and
like the
4.
8's coming back out.
Lane. Georgia Simpson's in the car, buckled, and presumably your crew's going to put Sunoco gas in this thing.
Well, that's exactly it, Townsend. They could not refuel under red. So they sat that whole time, Kevin got back in the car, now rolling back down to pit lane, all the way down to the very first pit stop at pit in. They're going to put fuel in that car, and he'll be good to go.
He'll be about 20 laps behind that one man. He'll just have to hang on to the finish until somebody else falls out, and then he can pick up more points if he can reach race conclusion. Ericsson, Collette, and Newgarden. Right in the midst of that, though, is the blue, white, and red car of Marcus Armstrong, who's down in 16th place, so has been lapped, but he's right in the middle of this pack. Will be when we roll back to green. So if Collette wants to put the move on Ericsson, wants to fight for this win, he's going to have to get past Marcus Armstrong first. There is that blue, white, and red car of Marcus Armstrong. Sits second on the road, but 16th in the overall order. We're in the restart zone. Ericsson goes.
All right, here we go. Back to green on lap 143. That was a lapped car, I think. Is it Schumacher?
And there's Dixon on the outside of BK using, well, he didn't get those fresh tires. So Armstrong has managed to get back ahead of Marcus Ericsson. So this is the battle for the lead. Ericsson, Kyle Collette, and Newgarden. And Kyle Collette's got a good run.
Newgarden looking to the outside of the 4.
Newgarden does go by. Collette has it covered for now. And there's not quite enough grip, not quite enough trust in that high line for Newgarden to make it stick. He's going to pop out here in the water.
Goes to the inside.
Two drivers, don't see injuries. Newgarden.
Nope, not quite. It was Armstrong that got past the 28.
Kyle Kirkwood having a nice battle with Christian Rasmussen as the teammates McLaughlin and the Lucas go side by side. 13th and 14th on the racetrack. You see Ferrucci there in front of them. And they stopped just before we got back to green.
Each on the inside of the 3.
that you can see the lights on the dashboard of the steering wheel and the black and blue the aero screen under the lights here. And I'm cited by us, new car that has got through Kyle Collette for second place. But look at Marcus Ericsson stretching his legs once again. He has been at one with his car tonight. And that's the move for Newgarden up and on the inside of Kyle Collette to get up there into second place. But what a job! What a job Ericsson is doing tonight. Ericsson's doing a phenomenal job right now. He's just got to stay patient, stay focused. He doesn't love the fact he's got a car in front of him. As a leader, he wants clean air. But Armstrong has every right to try to fight to stay on the lead lap. And he's doing a great job of that right now. Actually unlapped himself to take the position ahead of Marcus Ericsson. And guys, one thing we've not talked about so far tonight is that Ericsson is under pressure this season for his seat. We talked about the fact we're getting into that part of the year where contracts are talked about for 2027. Dennis Hauger, who didn't start this race today, is under the Andretti umbrella, the impressive rookie who won the Indy Next Championship last year. Hauger has one eye on Marcus Ericsson's ride for next year at Andretti. Oh, it's Malukas and Santino Ferrucci on wheel to wheel, and Malukas is up and on the inside of the AJ Foyt Racing driver, and he's passed him. But Ericsson needs a good result. He needs a headline result this year to really announce himself, place himself fully in contention to remain not just at that team, if it doesn't happen to work out at that team, to remind this field of his quality in IndyCar.
He's doing an incredible job tonight, reminding everybody why he's an Indy 500.
Yeah, last year Will Power proved that he could still win Penske, but he still lost his ride. I mean, nothing against Malukas, but still, though.
Probably trying to save mad fuel right now so they can make it on one more stop. Whereas Marcus Ericsson and Andretti would have to stop 2 more times to get to the end. Puts that move on Armstrong.
And he has to work for it harder than anybody, but that's going to allow Newgarden to capitalize on a loss of momentum from Armstrong. So there it took 5-6 laps for Ericsson to get by, just as it gave him one half. Newgarden is such a force at this track. 5 times a winner here, was leading last year up until the point he was after a massive incident with Louis Foster, who had found the barrier and was careening down the track. Nothing that Newgarden could do.
Had the spinning win here a few years ago as well. One of the drivers that came in to hit, maybe going slightly on a different strategy than our leaders was Alex Palou. Kevin, what's the 10 crew saying? They are saving fuel at this point, but trying to maintain position. So here's the way I see it. If this race goes for 260 laps, if it does not win again, I think Dixon and Palou and maybe Power Ward, that group are racing for the win. They will be able to do it on one more stop. Certainly Dixon and Palou, those up front. Marcus Ericsson already confirmed he's full push. They are almost certainly going to need 2 unless there's a lot of caution.
So 2 distinct strategies are going to play out for the remaining 110 laps.
I'll tell you what, I'm looking at the numbers. Scott Dixon here as Christian Rasmussen goes to the outside of Kyle. Oh, and like the 3 and they are close.
6th on lap board, Kirkwood showing you just how close they are. At about 170 miles an hour coming off of 4. And he's going to try to fight back now. That is for 5th place for Christian Rasmussen. Next driver for him is Will Power. And guys, let's not forget, back to Phoenix, the last time we were on a short oval, it was Rasmussen versus Power that led to both of them not finishing that race. Rasmussen was on an incredible drive that day, fighting his way through the field. It was the move ultimately for the lead against Will Power that saw the 2 of them make contact at both that day's end.
So I just want to go back to that math on Scott Dixon, James. He pitted on lap 140. That is a full 120 laps to the finish. That would be 60 laps split into 2 stints. That's an awful long ways to go. Dixon only went 55 laps.
As we see looking to the inside of Will Power.
Nobody went farther. So I just wonder if Scott Dixon is saying that Matt too. We're right on board the number 9 PNC car. Let's just listen for a lap to see if he's breathing at pit time here in turn 1. They will not sound like crazy fuel saving at all. So I think they're going to need some caution to make this thing work.
The other thing to remember is drivers do have engine settings that will lean the engines out. You could be in a super conservative fuel map right now and not having to do as much of the work with his right foot. Sounds like maybe they're struggling to hit the number.
He certainly does. That man is optimistic from where I sit. Kevin, what can you tell us about Hello?
He asked about the number that Dixon is getting. I think that Below is having a hard time making it through the number to make it at the end. Also, Pomodoro put up the same amount as Dixon and Below in the 8th, 9th, and 10th. Award is just told Bush. Let's see if he can get by. Dixon can ask him about it.
Rasmussen looking to the inside of power, and there he goes to fourth.
It's fourth place. Next, the sensitive sketch for you. It's all like that.
Rasmussen saving nothing. He's not saving tires. He's not saving fuel. He is saving it all for the front of the field.
Power game coming under attack to his teammate. Now all three has ready for machines running the top six. Impressive considering short tracks weren't really their strength the last few seasons. Lots of work done in the offseason.
All
We
right,
saw the speed.
100 laps to go.
If you want to know just how hot the new drivers in today's race have had to fight, Ericsson, Bugatti, Colette, Rasmussen, and Automotive, they are the 5 drivers who have made up the most positions from the start of this race. Colette has made up 17 positions. Power's up 16. Rasmussen's up 15. Ericsson's up 11. Bugatti's up 6. They're also 4 of the 5 fastest cars on the racetrack by time. The only driver in the top 5 on that. That's not in the top 5 on the racetrack. Is Scott Dixon, which tells me they maybe have abandoned this plan to try to make that fuel number.
I know they have, absolutely. IndyCar very much got to be wondering, hey, I outqualified my teammates big time yesterday. How is it when I'm running third in line of the Andretti drivers? I'm the guy that comes into the 6th, 2nd in points.
Ericsson is now passing flat traffic, and he's doing so through an siding through. Needed to make that move, and he has almost a 2-second advantage over Joseph Newgarden right now. Ericsson said he wanted to get this turn under green, said he had the car underneath him. Does he ever have the car underneath him today? That is a face of pain.
Yeah, he's the ultra cop behind the wheel. Switch to his player Iris under that Ranger lane, and she has all the confidence in the world that he's the fastest driver on the track today. And whether it stops early or goes the distance, she knows where we're going to be tonight.
Less than 100 laps to go, but the key over these next 2 stops for the 28 is going to be about making those subtle changes in the pit stops to stay ahead of these changing track conditions. Sometimes the car's just perfect, you know you don't have to touch it, but sometimes you need to just preempt it. Give it half a turn of front wing just in case it starts going that way.
I always tell her right front, man, this thing has been so dialed in. This is one of those don't touch it. You look at Eric's armor, we didn't see him touching much of the way settings or adjustments at all. I think they're that good, that dialed in. But we'll have to see as the track temp continues to drop with the cloud cover.
Here comes your SDK. Oh, that is close. Not just to the 27 of Kirkwood, but to the wall on his right-hand side on the entrance of the corner. They exit side by side, get the slipstream from Willpower ahead. One driver down already. For DK, does he have a look for 2? Alex was expecting Power to drop down and give his teammate the drop from that straight, but he gave it to DK instead.
Another huge run. What's going to happen if Rita's DK gets to Christian Rasmussen? These are two hot shots.
Yeah, BK about to crack the top 5. Oh! Whoa, what a save. Rasmussen, man. It goes VK into the top 5.
So you've got one driver that all almost crashed 2 laps ago with Christian Rasmussen and then the charging Rinus VeeKay. Guys, remember what happened in practice yesterday? It was VeeKay high on sketch factor. He got into the wall. His Kirkwood now is passing power, but on the bottom half of the screen, this was Rinus VeeKay pretty heavy into the wall in turn 3. So both of these drivers have been right on the wagon this weekend, and now they run nose to tail and battle for fourth. VeeKay put by Strawberry Fields, rear wing, straight into the wall yesterday. Absolutely Foster, just a means from his way for him to fall down the order. Hasn't been able to show any pace at all on track for Louis Foster. Again, Scott Dixon trying to hang on to the coloured tails of the Andretti cars ahead. I think you guys are absolutely right. They ditched that full safe strategy. Full push now to the end. The fastest drivers on track. Lindo's at the front. Newgarden is the fastest driver right now as he tries to cut that back. The gap back to Marcus Ericsson. It was 2 seconds. It's now about 1 seconds. So Newgarden starting to cut that gap back. As Nick Schumacher now tries to unlock himself from out below. And you can talk about below struggling to make it better, struggling to find speed. The old LA of Nick Schumacher has passed him. Who's about to pass his teammate Lee Rosberg? Now Paul's going to try to take that place back. But on the outside of one Schumacher, oh, deep in. Kirkwood on pit lane. Making a stop that seems a little bit early. Feels very Power defense from Pato on board. Up front, Ericsson's now caught the back of the pack, so he's running in dirty air. Newgarden's closed that gap down to under 7/10 of a second. And I'll tell you why, mate, because having caught the back of the pack, he's now running 4 miles an hour slower than he was when he was in
Kirkwood's on pit road.
average, pulls down to 163. I take that back on Kyle Kirkwood. That last stop for him was 108, I think, before the caution. So Kirkwood kind of in no man's land on strategy right now as Below and Award continue.
VeeKay's coming in.
VeeKay on pit lane. Look out my window and see how he decided to stop. Hold on, that pass a little long into the box. But super clean. This is interesting. Kirkwood sort of forcing the hand of everybody. Easy to do it now on one more. For sure, we'll have to see how Rinus VeeKay and that long slide in his box does it penalize him on the blend as Christian Rasmussen now comes to pit road, and Jack is coming to you.
21 to 26 are coming in.
He said he thought his car was very good on the second half of each stint. We obviously saw that huge moment he had. From what I can see right now, no wing change. He must be fixing that car on the walls inside of his car.
All right, 85 to go.
Kirkwood's just behind him, and then those two drivers, Kirkwood and VeeKay, will be blending now with Christian Rasmussen in half a lap. Ericsson coming up to the back of Stingray. Rob, remember how difficult he was to pass earlier in this race. And this is tough, guys. If Kirkwood and VeeKay are in clean air, and if Rasmussen gets a couple clean laps right now, this reduced pace that the 28 to 2 are having to run in this traffic. And you see him, I think maybe he's coming in right now. Newgarden goes with it, goes high. This is a fight for the lead. And Newgarden gets around him.
Marcus Ericsson's pitting.
I think that's the right call. You don't want to stay too exposed. Those cars on fresh tires are going to be running quick laps. Trying to do that undercut. So now the 28 in. Second last stop of the night for this crew. This is going to be super important, Kev.
And what kind of lap time can Joseph Newgarden make right out on track? And where does Marcus Ericsson come back? This is not likely to be the last stop. It will take a massive amount of caution. We have about 55, 57 laps, maybe 60 under fuel save is the most that you can do to it. It doesn't wait if you go to the distance. Likely another stop needed for Ericsson. Georgia.
He's away.
One lap ago, right when he was taking the lead, he decided to stay out. Now he's making his way to the attention of his crew. It's going to be 4 tires, and he's been pretty quiet on the radio overall having race car.
Ericsson is just leaving pit lane now. He makes his way out on track. You see that in the lower half of your screen. Well ahead of Christian Rasmussen, who was the other driver, the highest running driver that had already pit.
But where does Ericsson blend with Joseph Newgarden?
Cal Collette's the leader now.
Newgarden's just coming off of the pit lane right now. So he'll be trying to get up to speed as now Marcus Ericsson has warm tires, and there you see that's the difference. Newgarden is ahead on track, but Ericsson should have the pace and the tires up to temperature. That's a Joe News in great shape. That's a great hit cycle for the number 2. Huge. But here comes Ericsson. He'll take the toe. Scott Dixon on that alternate strategy with Alex.
Lundgaard's in.
They won't have to pit for some time for the final stop. Collette's in. Collette was on the same strategy as your Lucas's. As your Newgarden's and your Ericsson's.
And what's the pit road speed at Gateway? It feels like they're just going slow, but maybe it's just me. Oh yeah, he pedal towards it.
No doubt he's a little bit quicker, but you gotta get by him. You gotta get by a driver that's won this race 5 times. Tiny stop for Kyle Collette and the AJ Floyd Racing team.
Damn it, I was hoping he would make it out before they did. Oh well.
Lead from O'Ward, McLaughlin, Malukas, Ferrucci, Rosenquist, and Armstrong. Don't forget they are all on a different strategy to Newgarden and Ericsson. So the 4 are going to come out with 76. There goes VK. Here comes Malone, a slightly different strategy. VK's the car. He's really racing. You've got Malone there who's running second on this alternate strategy. You still think that Alex Malone and Scott Dixon are going to struggle to make it into the window and make it on one more stop. So there's a lot going on with the racetrack. The strategy right now with track position is Marcus Ericsson.
5 is in.
Look at the toys of that Andretti. He's got pace in hand. And then all the while, you've got the question of, is this going to go the distance, or is Braden going to finally re-enter the equation? Everybody probably is looking at the radar and trying to calculate and play their best weatherman tonight. The drivers who were leading find themselves now in a battle from 7th down. The running order for them is Newgarden ahead of Ericsson. Rasmussen would find himself in his de facto podium position with Remus BK right on his tail. Kyle Collette just behind him. Then Carl Kirkwood and Will Power. But up ahead is this guy in the bottom half of your screen. Scott Dixon, who leads his team.
Dixon's leader, Plo second. There's Kip and Simpson.
Doesn't really seem like it, James. Again, I don't think they're going to be able to make it without stopping 2 more times. One of those would just have to be a short splash, unless there's a ton of caution. Newgarden has made short work of Kip and Simpson.
Damn.
He goes to lap him. We'll find out, because I think Scott Dixon will have to make his next stop right around lap 195. He's about 8 laps away. So McLaughlin has stopped and is out ahead of Newgarden. Looks like he's abandoned that. He's abandoned that different strategy. And this is the difference right here. Strategy A, that's the move that hit early to try to do it on one more. Dixon, Paloma, Lucas. Strategy B, those are the drivers that are just pushing, knowing they still have another one. Newgarden, Ericsson, and Rasmussen. The fact that McLaughlin came in, he was on that race strategy earlier. He was on this one right here. He was running in where David Lucas is running in 3rd. Tells me that they don't think they can do it. Are Dixon, Paloma, and Lucas going to try to hang it out there? I don't think they can make it. Newgarden is now onto the back of the boom basket race car of Felix Rosenquist. Rosenquist, who's trying that alternate strategy, and Newgarden fires his way past the Indy 500 winner. Newgarden up to 4th. Lucas, Paloma, and Dixon, the only drivers ahead of him, and they are all on the alternate strategy. Ericsson will put the move on Rosenquist as well.
Well, Kevin Lee's down on pit lane. Kevin, you've been listening to the radio for Scott Dixon and Alex Palou. What do you know about their fuel save? Are they still trying to stretch this thing and make it on one more?
I think they are, but I'm also guessing from listening to these teams a lot. They're trying to say they need to get to 200, and even then it's a little bit tight to do 60. So what I think they're still doing is they're putting effort, one more stop, and all it takes is one caution in that final stint, and they're going to be able to make it home the rest of the way. These others, even if there's a caution, they're still going to have to take one more stop. So that's the play for them.
I'm watching how long Dixon's off throttle in turn 1 and 2. And even going to the full lift in 3-4, he's hanging on to it. Those tires are getting old. But just watch how long he closes on 0 throttle.
Trying to understand what Mike Hall would have just told him there. It's a pretty long coast phase.
He's letting it trim down quite a bit in that minimum speed. Oh no, he looks like he's coming in. No, sorry, I thought he was kind of making a mid-entry there.
He's got to be close, right in range to making that next stop as Marcus Ericsson sits 17 seconds back of Scott Dixon.
17 seconds back. His last lap was a 166.7 and Dixon's 163.4. So definitely feels like Malukas is failing.
Malukas fails, having just been passed by his teammate Joseph Newgarden. The driver's on the full push, committed to that. Failing, but hoping for a yellow.
Yeah, but what's amazing is how much better Scott Dixon's mileage has been than anybody tonight. Even on that first stint, 2 or 3 laps better. We've been saying that for years.
It's your first IndyCar race, bro.
That's insane how much better it is. Lucas beating on 194. We understand Mike Hall told Scott Dixon it's about 4 or 5 more laps he can go.
Well, Lucas is serviced and sent.
But the pace differential now between the likes of Alex Palou, who's running around at 162, and Newgarden 4 to 5 mile an hour a lap faster than our 4-time champion. To Kevin's point, even if Dixon and Palou can make it to lap 260 laps, that's 5 laps longer than anybody managed in the race last year.
Yeah, but they have a 17-second gap, and Ericsson will still have to stop one more time. So that kind of plays things out. If they're going to try to stretch it, Scott Dixon, he's got 17 seconds of fuel save to work with and slow up his pace and still hold the lead.
So ultimately, everybody in the field, no matter where they are, still has to make one more stop. If you're Dixon or Palou, you're praying for a yellow because you need to save fuel. Everybody else, it's full tilt, full push, all the way to the flag. And this is the kind of thing that doesn't help you. So Kyle Collette right now, he's sitting there, he's a lap down. He wants to get ahead of Dixon, get back on that lead lap. And Dixon here has to be so patient, has to be so controlled and not get goaded into trying to race faster, push the lap times, and burn more fuel. And he's now 7 miles an hour off the ultimate pace, 160 miles an hour.
Oh, yellow. Terrain.
Right now.
Tough for Scott Dixon. Kevin, unless this is it.
Unless this is it, and how long will we go behind the pace car? Because he was going to come in, as we see Rossi, and now he was coming in on the next lap. 196, 197, they were about to pit. The weeds started flowing sprinkles, so I'm sure that's what they were holding off on.
Dixon, massive fuel save now. Lift and coast, 198 of 260 done here in St. Louis. We are under yellow for rain.
Well, let's see what IndyCar does.
This is it. It's the greatest moment of my life.
You know the greatest moments of your life don't involve tires. So let's just say for the ones you need. From hassle-free new tires to safety checks. Discount time. Let's get you taken care of.
Sometimes the waves are calling your name. Other times you think the waves are calling your name, but actually it's the kids.
This summer,
Get 1,000 bonus points and a chance to win 250,000 bonus points.
Bring on the fun and bring home a new Honda. Road trips won't wait, neither should you. So bring on the thrills with a Honda Hybrid. Hit the road with high-tech features like available Google built-in and the efficiency of the Honda Hybrid. All from the 2025 Kelly Blue Book's best performance brand. Right now, you can get a $319 per month lease on a 2026 CRV all-wheel drive sport hybrid.
Well, I'm Gary, and I work for Javahouse. Gary? Gary's my guy. He delivered our Javahouse coffee pods and just sort of never left. Oh, hi, Gary. Thanks, man.
My delivery! Since adding Javahouse, productivity is through the roof.
People don't want to go home.
Which is why I never did.
Javahouse, anyone? It's going to help you guys change and start a little bit faster. I feel like,
There you go. Javahouse cold brew coffee. Amazingly smooth. This can be a deadly disease. Every moment matters when it comes to your heart valve.
You can't presume that you know what's going on
Well,
inside your body.
here come the leaders.
I may not win the race. I just don't want to drop out.
Get checked out. Make sure that everything's working the way it should be.
Don't wait. Talk to your doctor about getting screened for heart valve
Yeah,
failure.
Ericsson's gonna get dicked over if this race. And there's the red.
Scott Dixon and Alex Below were praying for a caution. They may not have been praying for it to arrive precisely when it did. They are down to their last dregs of fuel, and the race is now under a red flag. And I think that's more likely to be a toilet stop for the fans than it is for rain. Well, it doesn't, it doesn't appear that the rain is all that bad. But we did have enough to make it too treacherous to continue out on track at 170 miles an hour.
Great idea, Nancy, their team owner, peeking out from underneath the pit stand roof, looking up into the skies and trying to get a sense of what's coming down. And you know, we've got our own experts on pit lane. Kevin, what can you tell us?
It's not raining. It's not raining right now. It wasn't raining hard, but it was a really steady sprinkle, and the red flag was the right call. So here's the question I have for our strategists in the booth. We know Dixon and Below have to stop. So when it goes back to green, they will need the pits to open, or back to circulating. They need the pits to open as soon as possible. They're in danger of running out of fuel. And what about everybody else? They have to decide if they think the race is going another 60 laps. Under caution here, they're really in the window. Does everyone go ahead and make their final stop just so they know that we're stopping under the caution rather than risking making that final stop under the green, which is what would move Below and Dixon back to the front if Newgarden, Ericsson, etc. have to stop under a green. Does that make sense?
It does make sense. And the other question is, will it rain again? As we take a look here, it looks like whatever just caused this current red flag is passed through, and then we get an open spot here to the south. And Kevin, I think the answer is you pit under the caution when it opens to restart this thing, because why would you want to pit under green? If you've got a caution to take that last stop, you absolutely want to do it. The good news is that we haven't lost the racetrack here.
So I'm looking at the timing and scoring screen. Below and Dixon are on their own lap. They've got the field lap at the minute. So when we get rolling again, no? Or is it just because they crossed the lap?
I think they might be past start finish on pit lane for the red. No? I'm going to stand up here. Yeah, it is. See James here.
Okay.
Here's start finish.
Yes.
So Newgarden and Ericsson are behind the start finish line as the red flag occurred. And Dixon here, and here's start finish. That's the timing line here, and I think that's Joseph Newgarden and Marcus Ericsson. So Dixon and Blow are in front of that timing loop. Newgarden, Ericsson, Rasmussen, and DK are just behind. As soon as we cross that, they'll both see on the same lap.
So 6 cars on the lead lap, you absolutely take this. We're going to get back out on the racetrack. It's still going to be a lap or two before the pits open. The big question is, can the 9 and 10 make it until the pits open? Will these engines even start? Are they so low on fuel?
And if they run out of fuel, will IndyCar officials push them behind the wall like they did Dixon's teammate Kiffin Simpson earlier and not even give him a chance to get back?
Regardless, if you're one of these top 6 cars on the lead lap, you absolutely pit now when the pits open. Provided we get the track back and we get to go back racing.
And by the way,
and then it just neutralizes them. Everyone's in the same boat.
But it's not a layup for Marcus Ericsson to not at all, because he'll still have 60 laps to go. Remember, Marcus Ericsson, Joseph Newgarden were only able to go 51 laps for Newgarden at the start of this thing. 52 there for Ericsson, so it's a long ways to make it. You don't have that many caution laps.
And you're racing guys. That's where it gets tricky. Totally. Trying to keep that number, but still knowing that you're within that top 5 or 6 fighting for the win, especially when your car's been as good as what we've seen out of Ericsson and out of this guy here, Newgarden. It's an interesting situation that's developing here, guys.
Georgia, what can you tell us?
Gosh, I hope that I can get an answer for you guys because it is interesting down here. This is John Dugan, strategist for Joseph Newgarden. What do you do in a situation like this?
Well, I pray for no more rain because we got a really fast car and obviously Joseph cycled to the front there. But I think it's going to be 2 strategies of stopping and hitting the fuel number you need to make, and some people are going to gamble and try to make it to the next rainstorm here, which may come in the next half hour or may get to the end of the race. So I'm going to be interested.
So you have a lot of data, the radar being one of those things. How quickly are you making these decisions?
Pretty quickly now. The last 2 rain showers we haven't showed up on radar, which makes it a little bit difficult to figure it out. But we're doing the best we can here. Joseph's doing a great job on the car sway. The rest is kind of out of our hands, but if it goes all green, I'm confident we're going to be at the front.
Thanks, Jonathan. We've talked about Joseph's accolades here. We're at 5 races here in St. Louis.
It's an incredible record for Joseph Newgarden. What chance a 6th tonight. He's looked inspired for. There is a very real question, guys, as to how much fuel exists within the bellies of the number 9 and number 10 cars. Not much.
It's going to be interesting. I can't remember off the top of my head how long they circulate under yellow typically after a red flag before they open the pits. But if it's more than 2 laps, we could see both the 9 and the 10 have to come in for emergency service and effectively take them out of the fight for the win.
Well, you could hear Mike Hall came on the radio from Scott Dixon immediately when the caution said save, 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 because they knew they would be in this situation. Caution, potentially red flag, which did come, and then caution with pits closed before they get a chance to refuel. Now, they can take emergency service if it was diabolical, but then there'll be a penalty for that.
It was a risk to take. Had this been a deluge and not a sprinkle, it would have been a risk that paid off. A gamble that absolutely paid off. A bit of strategic mastery. But it is yet to be known exactly how this is going to play out for that squad.
And this is a strategic situation that should be acknowledged as the sweeper's out, having lots of time to make the racing surface extra clean, extra free marbles, so that we can go 2 or potentially 3 wide. You gotta wonder what some of these drivers are thinking now. The second red flag of the evening, they've been out of the race cars, they've been back in the race cars, starts, restarts, how's the strategy? Let's check in with the driver of the number 2 and he'll talk to us. Hey Joseph, it's Townsend up in the Fox booth, you copy? Hey man, it's been a wild night here with the way this is all playing out, but you do have a fast race car and sit at the front of the field for the cars that have made it this far on this strategy. Do you think you'll pit when the pits open here?
You know, unfortunately, I don't have to make that call. I believe that's my great team. Feel pretty much, I go with that 11 tonight or so.
Yeah, it's good to see you making a quick recovery from that injury. How's it feel in the cockpit? When you took a wall but a hit 2 weeks ago, it hasn't been that long. We're back on it, a lot of lateral G's all in the same direction. How are you feeling in the cockpit?
Yeah, but yeah, it's okay. I like we're out here to be honest. Just pretty cool conditions. That's pretty low. A lot of hard racing. I think like there's a lot of good cars and a lot of good racing there. So it's always chaotic when it rains. I hate how much that mixes it up. It's more fun to race it straight up, but you gotta work all you can sometimes with nights like this.
It's close quarters with Marcus Ericsson mid-race. You guys had a touch. We saw your front wing end fence on the right side. Certainly moved quite a bit. Any concern with aero balance or that front wing hanging in there?
Yeah, I don't know. It's about fine to me. So if there's something wrong with it, I don't know.
Well, Sunday night shootout, it's getting late. As soon as the engines start, I'm sure you won't be feeling that tired. Let's electrify this crowd and bring it home strong.
Yeah, therefore, I'm going to try and do my best. We've got a great demo car, like you said, and Team Chevy's done a great job, so enjoy the show.
Go get it.
Great to hear from Joseph Newgarden, and this is a guy, as we were saying, who, let's just say he knows his way around this place. A phenomenal racer on ovals, we know that. Has won 4 of the last 6 races here, 5 in total.
And it could have been more. You think about that year last year, leading, taking out an accident, another year leading while had an incident all on his own. And here's a look at the timing stand. You see Jonathan Duke, but also Miles Rowe, who won the Indy Next race earlier today in absolutely phenomenal fashion from last to first. Electric, passing every car in the field. I've rarely seen a drive that good in an open wheel car. It was, I mean, frankly, it was insane. He was so phenomenal, and he's so good on ovals. So I put it out on social earlier. I want to see that guy in the Indy 500 next year. I think a lot of people would love to see that. What's so cool about this story, qualifying for Indy Next, he actually had the fastest time. A procedural error meant that his time was disallowed, so that's why he had to start last. And he just showed up with attention and executed beautifully. And there you see the stat. Nobody has ever come from that far back to win in Indy Next race series history. And Miles Rowe simply brilliant, high, low.
If Miles Rowe ever goes full-time IndyCar, he'll probably have to start off with a small team, then work his way up. He could get right with Able Motorsports if they plan to go full-time in IndyCar again. I know they did the Indy 500 recently with Jacob Abel, but they could do it with Miles Rowe unless he chooses otherwise.
So interesting is the fact that he's always so calm, cool, and collected. And before the Indy Next race today, starting all the way in the back, like you guys have said, he told me, yeah, I think I could use a few yellows to help me through the field, but I don't think I really need it. He knew from the beginning that he was going to be good enough to work his way through the field, and he did just that. It was incredible to watch.
Absolutely staggering. On speed with Harley combustion, we have to choose our drivers every week. Miles is my pick for this week. I made that decision before we even seen the green flag here in the IndyCar race. It was that kind of a performance that leaves you with no doubt. It was just exceptional. Miles Rowe, 3 career Indy Next runs. All of them are coming on ovals.
I finished second last week in Detroit, so he can get it done on the road street circuits too. But something special on the old tracks with this guy, and absolutely would be a blast to see him run a super speedway like Indianapolis. It would be. We'd love to see him in a car next year in the main show, the main stage. He has definitely shown he's got what it takes. Yeah, unfortunately, he was looking at the same day that we were. There's 6 cars that will be on the lead lap once they fire these things back up, which we hear is going to happen any moment now. In fact, in 2 seconds, we're going to fire them back up. There we go. That's the sound you want to hear. That's the sound that's going to bring everybody back into the stands. Kevin.
My call is telling Scott Dixon we're going to have to do emergency service. We're going to take 2 seconds of fuel, and they're going to come around and hit with Nick Lopez. So the chance to win likely is going around for Dixon. Let's see if we go straight to the pit box now.
So there you have it. That answers the question. You see the 9 crew sprinting to get down to the pit box, knowing that their driver is going to be coming in this lap. Take emergency service. You got to assume that 10 Below is doing the same.
I'm going to say the same thing. What's the case with Alex Below, and then Newgarden, Ericsson, Rasmussen, VK, and rookie Kyle Collette at the front of this field in the top 5.
So just to confirm to folks at home, emergency service means the pits are still closed, but you have to take that service in order to get window. You can take 2 seconds of fuel, and then you're going to have to come in and get your absolute service. So Dixon fuel tires. Dixon does. He's on pit lane. We're not hearing any radio chatter from the 10 to say that he's.
Well, the 9's coming in, but the 10 is staying out, which is kind of odd.
Is he standing here? Yeah, he's still out. So Dixon, more marginal than his teammate, has to stop while the pit lane is closed. Take on emergency fuel. Regardless of what happens here, all these leaders are going to come in at some point. All those cars will be lapping it to come in first. It's going to be a race up pit lane, and then it's going to be very busy. The next lap team, all the cars that have lap themselves will come in.
We talk about mentally resetting as a driver, but how about these crew members? These guys have been standing most of these 2 long red flag periods, and now they have to perform likely under caution when it really counts on what is likely the final pit stop of this race. You see the men and women that go over the wall here, starting to stretch out, get amped up, and ready to go to work.
I see pit crew standing by, ready and waiting. I see the 21 crew of Christian Rasmussen. I see the 76 crew of Renus VK. When this pit lane opens, you're right, guys, it's going to be a match. And by pitting, because of the cars that were in between him and below, Kyle Collette and Kyle Cooper have now rejoined the tail end of the lead. That puts power in the first car a lap down. So on this first time line, when the pit's open, those 8 cars that we want to see coming in. Kirkwood's crew is standing by, Collette's crew is standing by, Lucas's crew is standing by, almost every team.
10's coming in.
Standing by, ready and waiting. The lap down cars will stay out to get their lap back, but Below did enough to save the fuel. He outsaved Scott Dixon, the best in the business, to get it done.
All right, here they come. Oh, they might as well all pit. Yeah, they're all doing emergency service. Might as well add some tie. Pulls out again. Oh. Yep, that's Yep, that's going to be a huge race-winning implication. Well, it may not be a championship implication, but it's going to be a race-winning implication.
So Newgarden gets out ahead of Rossi, Rasmussen,
Yeah, I'm like, why did Polo stay out 1 lap longer? Well, he just screwed himself. Well, at least Ericsson and Rasmussen have a shot. It's down to 16th now.
They took the gamble and rolled the dice, and it has come up snake eyes. Newgarden has the advantage. And this was the moment he came onto pit lane, and it was literally the moment that he crossed the line that he seemed to run out of fuel. There's Ericsson, Newgarden, there's Rasmussen behind as well.
And all you can do is clutch and coast if you're Alex Below and watch all of these positions blow by you here. Just hope you can make it to the bottom.
Marcus Ericsson didn't pass Below for quite a while. He sat there. You see Newgarden immediately. He recognizes it, doesn't he? But then he's on the limit. So
He's out with that red. I think those flashing lights on the back of Pelot's car means he's out of gas. Well, the thing is, they don't want to cause a wreck on pit road, so I don't blame them for trying to Wow. One. Wow, Pelot is going to be 2 laps down. Wow. Yep, his race is. Yep, he's screwed. Yep, that's right. Now that you said it, Kirkwood, Malukas, yeah, they're definitely going to gain ground on him.
Alex Pelot's conversion rate this season has not been fantastic from pole position, and it will not come his way today, not barring some sort of insane miracle. He's now 19th and 2 laps back. And some of this confusion with Pelot actually helps the whole field here because it likely adds a few yellow laps as IndyCar works to reorder the field. Everybody in precious danger zone of just making it to the end. 54 laps to go here. And a lot of the fast cars only went 52, 53 laps under green. So every lap of caution right now really helps to extend the window and make it to the end.
Yeah, I think it puts most of these drivers in a pretty safe spot, which means it's good for us because we're going to be able to just watch a flat-out sprint, a flat-out fight to the finish. So you see right now Scott Dixon sitting here in P5, but he is going to have to serve that penalty. He's going to have to restart from the back of the field. You see him falling
Wow.
now. So much running through pit lane. Jeff.
James, just want to talk about ECR. Alexander Rossi got a radio communication that just said, help our teammate.
They Ganassi gambled, and it's going to backfire big time. They gambled on fuel. Pelot runs out of gas. Dixon made it to the pits, but now he has to serve a penalty. Wow.
Running a lap down right now, 2 laps down actually in 18th position. But right behind him is his teammate in P2.
Several cars still on pit lane. These are the lap down cars now allowed to make their final stop. Big racing on the pit lane position there. As they
Look at all these drivers pit.
Have to get the wheel around, making their final stop. So everybody now fueled up, rubbered up, ready to rip.
Will Power's leading that group. Kiffin Simpson's 24 laps down. Man, what a disastrous night for Chip Ganassi Racing.
So when they cross the line, there will be 50 to go. And we ostensibly have a reset. Joseph Newgarden leads Christian Rasmussen. Marcus Ericsson will be third. Whereas Rinus VeeKay and Kyle Collette are still in the hunt for this win. Kyle Kirkwood is up there as well. I mean, in that top 5, you've got 5 drivers that have all had phenomenal nights. Stephen B in his position. Newgarden always good here. Rasmussen always good on a short oval. Ericsson sort of dominated this event so far. And then VeeKay and Collette who put on drives of the year for each of them. And what about Rinus VeeKay, Jack?
Been absolutely flying well. He has had 4 top 10s at this race. We mentioned that earlier. He's never been on the podium. The radio communication from him and his team go down.
Scott Dixon still classified 9th. He will drop to the rear of the field. Yeah, all those cars that had a different lap back then can't come back behind Dixon, so he'll now fall to the tail end of the lead lap cars. That should put him, I believe, 15th on the road. 15th.
And again, this long yellow period, now 50 to go, it'll be 49 at the line. This gives everybody a chance to run full race to the finish. And with so many cars back on the lead lap, expect this restart to get really wild.
So Newgarden leads. Rossi is second on the track, but not second in terms of the classification.
Dixon's falling deep.
Get out of the way when we get back to racing.
Yeah, the show is 2 laps down right now. So the question is, what does he do with Marcus Ericsson? They're stacked up. Pace car lights are out. We're ready to go.
Joseph Newgarden, P1. Rossi is behind him, then Rasmussen, then Ericsson. Newgarden's leaving it very late.
All right, here we go. Back to green with 48 to go.
Rossi tows Rasmussen with him. And Rasmussen takes
It's Rossi. He's a lap down. They need to make the lap cars restart behind at the tail end of the lead lap.
Is Ericsson enough momentum to clear as well as they spread out 3 wide down the back straight? Kirkwood got Collette. And that's for P5. Here comes Reyes VK. Look at that move on Alexander Rossi. Kyle Collette, he looked like he moved out of line a little bit early. I hope that wasn't too early for the stewards. As now, Kyle Kirkwood trying to get around and hit Schumacher, who's a lap down. And look at the pace of Christian Rasmussen up at the front.
Yeah, come on, Rasmussen. Come on. Oh. Oh. He's almost there. Come on, Rasmussen. Oh. Oh, there he goes. Oh, wow. There you go, Rasmussen. Now just pull away. Wow. First Pelot, now Newgarden. Man.
This is not over, guys. We got a race on our hands for sure. Not going to catch lap traffic for quite some time. So Rasmussen in the catbird seat with that clean air for the foreseeable future. But Newgarden in his wheel tracks. And the car that's been the fastest in the first half of this race, Marcus Ericsson, right in the hunt as he now draws closer and in the use of Newgarden's drive.
VK's back there. Don't count him out.
On track tonight of the fall that have electrified us at every turn of the 216 laps that we have seen turn today.
Man, that was close. Well, after the month of May that ECR has had, I think Rasmussen definitely needs something like this. And just think we're fresh off. Rasmussen is fresh off the news that he'll be signed with ECR through next year.
A new contract in his pocket this week, renewed confidence, and ironically enough, given how excited he is on this kind of a racetrack, a level of calm today. That is rare for Rasmussen as Power and Pato O'Ward go side by side. WWT AI on board showed the pass complete for Power. O'Ward now falls down to 10th. The Power sets his sights on that.
Yep, it sure is. Oh, Newgarden looking to the inside.
Oh, yeah. Great move from Newgarden. Now Rasmussen's going to try to put it right back on him.
Oh. There he goes. Looking back to the inside. Takes it straight back. You are clear.
The outside line through 1 and 2 the same way that others are, but as these two battle, Ericsson is able to close the gap on a Newgarden.
The two very best on short ovals going at it, back and forth, lap after lap, close, aggressive side-by-side action.
And why wouldn't you? There's still rain in the vicinity. This thing could get cold at any time. Track position is key. You want the lead. You want to stay in P1 just in case this thing ends.
Newgarden's closing in. Come on, Ericsson, get. There he goes. Come on, Rasmussen, get back.
Rasmussen way up into the gray, looking awfully dicey to the high side. Now Marcus Ericsson joins the party.
And the harder these two are pushing up front, the more they're burning off those Firestones. And you got to think the 28 at the end of that first stint certainly was the strongest call on old tires. So Marcus just biding his time. Excellent.
Don't bite.
I just love the ebb and flow. The fact that these cars are able to pass and repass.
And now you have to start to wonder how many more laps until they get in the back of lap traffic. Traffic is about a half a lap right now for Joseph Newgarden to catch Kip and Simpson.
And here comes Ericsson. Excellent drive off the corner.
Oh. Come on, Ericsson. Come on.
Rasmussen just yet. to go. That's the thing. That's the number you got to remember. 38 more cracks at this. You got to just be patient.
St. Louis is they're 2 hours ahead, so they're in the central time zone.
You got an escape. That last lap of Joseph, you got him 167. He's the fastest driver on track by some margin. And guys, Reyes VJ is just hanging on to the back of this battle. They pulled away from Kyle Kirkwood in fifth. This top four is sort of running their own race right now.
Yeah, top four pulled away.
He's doing a phenomenal job. He just did pretty. So hardcore here with Marcus
Oh, I think I know why. The front
Ericsson.
light's not on.
Rasmussen goes mid-corner. He's hunting for clean air to the outside. I've never seen a driver so comfortable to dance on the ragged edge. Remember, you have the marbles just to the outside where Rasmussen's running. Now he goes low. He goes high like that. He gives a lot of clean air on the bottom of the racetrack to Ericsson. And you saw him take that, really good run off it, too. These four drivers still fighting it out for the podium. Each and any one of them could still win. And now here comes Ericsson on race.
Ericsson looking to the inside. There he goes. Oh, yellow.
And Iris can't believe it. Is it conditions or is it
Oh, it's Cal Collette. It's over. Oh, wow. It was a blown engine. Wow. It's a, man, he was doing so good. Just the fluid. Fuck me.
already so sore still. And this is going to give him a bit of a headache as well tonight. Such a great run going. Another race, though, in which he has impressed at first. He's got a best finish at 12th on the season. He was on track to beat that by some margin. And look, the result's not going to be there, but you can be so proud if you're Kyle Collette going to bed tonight. You're going to be gutted that you don't have the piece of paper with the numbers showing where you should have finished. But that was huge. And if those seats open up for next year, you got to believe Kyle Collette's name is going to be in the mix. We look at Ericsson. Took that move on Rasmussen. Might have just thought the yellow comes out. Yeah, that's the thing to watch. Look at the dashboard lights or look at the lights on the side of the racetrack. Pass is done now. Still green light.
Well, I'm still rooting for him.
So well green of the caution, yeah. Good move from Ericsson as Iris is. Of course, the ultimate fan tonight. This is what I was saying. That 28 just seems so strong as we move further into a run. The one thing this is going to do, though, is that it stops the leaders from catching those lap cars again. I'm not sure they'll be able to do it in the laps remaining now, depending on when we get green. So Marcus Ericsson is going to be a tougher job, I think, with Newgard because his line is down low. That's where Ericsson likes to run. Rasmussen running that high line left all that clean air and allowed him to get the run. And just take a look at career oval wins. Just look what you're up against.
Amazing how Kirkwood's winning this race a year ago is his only oval win so far.
As we already said, probably could have easily made that 7. So if Ericsson's going to do it, he's got to beat the best in the business again. And it's not just beating the best in the business. Behind Marcus Ericsson are a bunch of super talented oval drivers. You go all the way back to Will Power there. There's 7 other cars behind Marcus Ericsson where if he gets a little too aggressive and has to do a big checkup, he's going to have a freight train blasted by him. And this guy's got 10 wins on ovals. Ferrucci here looking for his first. Well, we know he can be scored. Christian Lindblad, we've talked a lot about him not necessarily having it all together on ovals. All of the top 10 today, 3 places ahead of the Indianapolis 500 race winner. As now, these guys want tires. These guys want Firestone courage with 30 laps to go. Give me 4 cups of Firestone courage. Give me 4 good ones.
and some green flag running, and I'm going to go big. This is going to be fun to watch these drivers, including Kyle Ward, Scott McLaughlin, Will Power, Scott Dixon, all still on the lead lap.
Action excitement. We've got 30 laps to go. Oh no, and that is a pretty horrible stop for Will Power. Andretti's pit lane woes return. And he drops down.
This is 3 spots on that sequence.
Armstrong gaining 3 in 66. McLaughlin maintaining in front of that half of cars in the pit.
And in order to make these new tires really work, you want a clean racetrack.
Before we get back to racing, one of the standout drivers of the day has impressed everybody. Kyle Collette.
And the results will not be indicative of the speed and the show that he put on today. Kyle, how do you process this?
Yeah, just hard. I think we did everything right today, from the strategy to driving to everything, and it's racing.
Thank you, Kyle.
Oh, that's heartbreaking. In tears. That's how much it means to him. What this result would have meant to him tonight. But hold your head up high, Kyle. That was quite some drive. We have drivers on pit lane, more taking tyres and fuel.
Yeah, I wonder if you'd be better off with the rear bar if you just maybe a little less left on weight. Just like everything possible. So.
Well, who knows how he'll perform at Nashville, but hope that the results will be good, that's for sure.
Less left front weight, that's a weight jabber adjustment that you would make to try to get some more front grip in your car. So my apologies, they're not taking on tires and fuel, they're actually just reordering to the back. Guys, this is now fascinating. P9 back are all on fresh tyres. P1 to 8 are on used tyres. 28 to go. This is not over, not by a long shot.
And watch these two, Scott McLaughlin and Kyle Ward. They have made some big moves tonight. They are back in the hunt on fresh rubber and plenty of laps to make some positions up here as the pace car pulls up.
I love it. I love it. Bring it on. This ain't over yet. It's going to be 26 to go. The top 8 are on old tyres. Everyone's got enough fuel for the rest of this race. It will be pushed to the flat. New Garden will take us back to green. Scott McLaughlin back on fresh tyres. Let's go racing.
All right, here we go. Back to green as we get 26 laps to go. Oh my god. Damn. Like Malukas in the 27 made contact. It's kind of hard to tell, but. Oh, wow. Damn, Ferrucci almost crashed.
Now here comes McLaughlin. He's already into the top 6 now. Making a move on to Lucas. We know how much understeer that 27 is now Kirkwood's dealing with right now. He's the next guy in line for McLaughlin. We talk about a retro livery. This one playing back to 2009. To the Indy 500 win for Elio Castro Neves. It looks like a race winner, doesn't it? It looks fighting, it looks fast. Ferrucci fighting with Armstrong. Armstrong on that fresh tire. Ferrucci did not hit. Falling down to 9th. Really just at the mercy of these drivers with the new tires. Now Ward and Power coming up.
Yeah, fresh tire courage running side by side there as Scotty Malcolm's the backside of Kyle Kirkwood. Look at Power to the high side.
There's a bit of vinegar in Will Power's veins tonight.
Marcus Armstrong up to 8th place. Not bad. Will Power, I know that pit stop slowed him down a bit, but despite that, doesn't change the fact that he's had a good race time. Oh my God. Oh, damn. Scott McLaughlin's. Oh, wow. He's coming on the outs. Damn, he's up to 5th now. Holy shit. I'm good. Ericsson's not letting Newgarden get away.
He eventually is going to fall. And don't forget, there's answers between these two. It was Malenko who took the lead from Armstrong on the last lap of Indianapolis 500. Armstrong found himself boxed in with nowhere to go. Had to seek position to his teammate Felix Rosenquist, who forward to the 500 win. As now Kyle Roberts around the outside of Armstrong.
Damn. Will Power up to 9th place. Let's go. Hell yeah. No, he's 8th now. Sorry.
Awards up to 10. Power up 6 from the restart. Incredible. McLaughlin up 4th inside the top 5. But here is still the battle for the lead. About 0.3 of a second separating the top 2. Marcus Ericsson absolutely hanging in there with Joseph Newgarden.
19 to go.
19 to go. They're not going to catch the tail end of this lead lap, guys, so this is going to be just a straight fight. Looks like a little bit more understeer than we've seen out of the 28 so far. His conditions start to cool down even more, but Ericsson right there on the tail of his fellow car. Newgarden's going to have his hands full. And they know how to make a push. Because they know that McLaughlin has the pace. Nothing less than maximum.
I see McLaughlin back there.
Still the Breeders' VK hanging on in P4. McLaughlin's got his sights set on the 76. And remember, at the start of this race, it was Marcus Ericsson who really seemed to have the best car over the long run. The deeper they get into the tire step, I think the advantage goes to the 28. I think that advantage is highlighted and exaggerated when the 2 is in dirty air, which he's just not going to have over the next 17 laps. So he's still sitting in the best spot. That clean air just really helps take care of those milestones. Although Louis Foster has really been the slowest car on the track. He runs 20th right now, just a lap of 162 at the tail end. Newgarden is 167. So I don't know, James. In 17 laps, they might catch Louis Foster at the back. The gap is closing. Ericsson has led more laps tonight than he ever has on any racetrack in his entire IndyCar career. That is how well he's run tonight. He's at 114 of the 260.
Wow.
And he has Joseph Newgarden exactly where he wants him. I say exactly where he wants him. Where he really like him is in his rearview mirror. I like it. Nothing Marcus is doing right now seems panicked or rushed. He really is being patient. He's being methodical about this. Yeah, that understeer looks much stronger than it did 100 laps ago. So the question is, does he have any adjustment left in the cockpit? Anything left with the roll bars, with the weight jack that he can use? Now the balance seems to be coming to him a little bit better. The initial bite of those fresh tires.
So Scott McLaughlin's last one was 2024 Milwaukee Mile race number 2.
Newgarden versus Ericsson for the win. Rasmussen and DK for that final podium spot. With 14 to go, it will be 13 as we round turn 3 and 4 and come back across the line one more time. Joseph just metronomic, hitting all of his marks, knowing exactly what he has to do. He'll be getting updates on which lane the 28 of Ericsson prefers to run at each end of the racetrack. He's going to do what he can to disturb that. There you go, gained on him just a touch, almost 0.7 of a second now, the difference.
Scott McLaughlin is on a 26 race winless streak.
Isn't just good on ovals. He isn't just great at this. He's won half of the races here.
Come on, VK. Come on. Not quite. Man, I didn't think, never crossed my mind that Gunko's Hollinger Racing would be good.
What a result this would be for JHR. Previous best at this track, that came in the hands of Connor Daly in 6th place. If they could get a podium here, that would be like a win for a small squad like that.
Oh, yeah. I think it was last year, when Daly drove that 76 car.
Meanwhile, lap traffic just entering turn 4 as Joseph Newgarden just enters turn 3. He continues to close at a ferocious rate. His last lap
165 miles an hour, giving Simpson at the tail end at 162.
Over the line, 10 to go. It has been 58 races since Marcus Ericsson last won in IndyCar. That is a St. Pete season opener in 2023. He's had the measure of this track all night. But can he find the measure of the man who could pretty much set up a home here? He's so comfortable. 50% of the races run at this track.
Yep, 58. All right.
5 out of the last 10. He's incredible.
All right, 9 laps to go in the IndyCar race at Gateway. Joseph Newgarden, who's won at this track multiple times, leads, but he has Marcus Ericsson, who's on a 58 race winless streak, staring down his.
Brilliant stuff, able to anticipate so much looking that far ahead. He looks calm, confident.
All right, 8 laps to go in the IndyCar race at Gateway. Joseph Newgarden, who's won at this track multiple times, leads, but he has Marcus Ericsson on his back bumper, about 0.5 of a second. Come on, Ericsson. Oh, yeah, thanks for the birthday shot, man. Really appreciate it. All right, 7 laps to go. You can see the lap traffic in the distance.
Marcus Ericsson's car to just keep that gap and try to slow as you can and manage track position so you don't get the wild card, which is lap traffic, and it's still, there it is, it's on the same straightaway. Newgarden that much closer to Kevin Simpson.
6 to go.
I think back to earlier in this race when he got held this kind of 3/4 of a second to a second advantage over Ericsson, and Marcus somehow found something. He found a way to pull the gap back and ultimately make his way past.
Are you recording?
Yes.
No, are you recording?
Yes.
5.5 laps remain for Marcus Ericsson to try to do what so few
5 to
people
go.
have at this track. And that's to find a way past Joseph Newgarden.
Meanwhile, Christian Rasmussen seems to just kind of close back up now to the tail end of Marcus Ericsson. So, lots to play out here. 4 to go at the line. I wonder if
Yeah, it's pretty much game over. There's lap car. It's become the 4 to go.
5 to go at the line. Now 4. Or maybe for VK, that was one last attempt, one last hurrah.
Yeah, VK's dropping back. McLaughlin ain't gonna get there.
0.7 now, Newgarden to Ericsson. Rasmussen's getting in on the mix as well. 0.8 between Rasmussen and Ericsson.
you can really see Joseph Newgarden now looking in his mirrors, trying to manage.
And 3 to go.
Marcus Ericsson, he's about 2.5 seconds back from lap traffic. This is a master at work right now.
He's just so good at these racetracks, Steve. It doesn't matter whether it's here, Iowa, Milwaukee, Phoenix. You put him in an IndyCar on a short track. There are a few drivers, there are no drivers in the field today, few drivers in the history of IndyCar racing that can just consistently perform at this type of racetrack. So
2 to go.
with what he needs from the car, how he needs to work traffic, how he needs to execute the race, and he's just putting on another masterclass right now.
Behind him, sensational night support for Ericsson. We talked about that. So excited from Rasmussen. A brilliant job. And Rita's VK with the small Hugo's Hollander team. These are
Yeah, it's game over for Ericsson. For someone who's. Yeah, it's over. White flag. Well, this will be redemption for Newgarden after last year's St. Louis race. I mean, well, at least he's going to get, looks like, well, at least he's going to end the season off with multiple victories. That's for sure. Wow. Well, it's not going to happen for Ericsson. Joseph Newgarden wins Gateway. Wow. Well, at least Ericsson showed that he has race-winning pace now. Well, they tried, but Yeah, Newgarden's just too strong, too good.
What a driver Joseph Newgarden is.
At least Will Power gets in 8th place. Deserves it after the season he's had so far.
First at Phoenix, now here at Gateway.
Wow. Race was good though, that's for sure, despite the rain delays and everything else. GG Newgarden, I guess. Well, honestly, I'm not surprised Newgarden won. He has this track figured out, so I'm not surprised he won. But to be honest, Marcus Ericsson deserved this win more than anyone else. I mean, his IndyCar ride is on the hot seat for next year, and obviously he needed to go out and perform well, and well, he showed it today. Just that the two is just one step ahead of him, and it's also again with the fact that he hasn't won in a long time. So yeah. Well, I mean, second's better than nothing, I guess. Rasmussen, once again, I mean, after the dreadful month of May he had, Rasmussen definitely deserved that 3rd place finish. Rinus VK 4th. Another great night for Gunkos Hollinger Racing. McLaughlin finishes 3rd in the Elio Castroneves throwback. Kirkwood 6th, Malukas 7th, Will Power 8th, Armstrong 9th, and Lundgaard is the highest finishing McLaren. Damn, Pedal Ward, man. Hope he can get a win before this season's over. Same with Dixon. Mick Schumacher finished 16th. And Pelot, man, that strategy screwed him over. Finished 17th. Or not strategy, the gamble. And damn, unfortunate for all these guys. I just think if the race had ended sooner or been called early, yeah, Cal Collette could have gotten a podium. Damn. Sucks. Well, props to IndyCar for getting this race in. As always, it was a good IndyCar race at Gateway. We saw drivers on different strategies. We were racing the rain. Um, in terms of, I did not have Marcus Ericsson in my cards to be the best car all night, let alone a contender for the win. But I hope this is a sign of good things to come. But again, Newgarden, yeah, he's just hard to defeat at this track, especially when he dominates. Unless he wrecks out, obviously, but obviously I wouldn't want that to happen to him. But yeah, Newgarden, Newgarden need this after the Indy 500 he had. Yeah, he needed this. The next oval we race at Nashville, which is a little over a month from now, that's a track he won at last year. I mean, Newgarden needed a season like this after the dreadful season he had last year. Yeah, he needed this. Hope it's only a matter of time before McLaughlin and Malukas follow. Wow.
I guess the foot is okay, but this looks pretty good for a throne on top of your Chevrolet. How did you fight back when Christian Rasmussen got you?
Well, I don't know what was going on there, but I was going back by him. I don't know what he was doing. It's team right here. Unbelievable, this Ostemo crew. Team Chevy.
6th IndyCar win at Gateway. Wow. Or St. Louis. It's a track record for sure. Yeah, Kirkwood, he had a top 10 car at the least, top 5 maybe, but he didn't have the same pace as the two. So yeah. Well, folks, that's going to end it for the live streams to cap off this weekend. Overall, it's been a kind of just another crazy week of racing, I guess. Well, it wasn't bad overall. Could have been worse. See y'all at Pocono. And with that said, I will see you all next weekend. And with that, have a good rest of your night, and I'll see y'all next weekend. All right, bye everyone. Peace out.